Hi friends, welcome to today's Pick a Card reading. My name is Juno and today we have our weekly check-in reading. So these readings I like to get very in-depth and try to get as many answers as I can for you in this upcoming week. So this week we have a full moon on August 3rd, which is pretty exciting. So this particular weekly check-in is all devoted to the full moon coming up in August 3rd. And so full moons tend to be really great times of releasing things, letting things go from our lives. So I'm expecting there's going to be a lot of that as the theme for this reading. Full moons can also be used for rituals to do anything you want, really, utilizing the cycles of the moon and the growing strength of the moon. With the moon present on a full moon, that's when like energies can be a little bit intense. Things can go sometimes, and not necessarily in a bad way, but like, you'll think about the word like lunatic comes from luna, which means moon. The moon cycle can really affect people's energies. And the new moon is when there is no moon in the sky, and that tends to be a bit of a calmer period. And those are more for like planning for the future, bringing things into your life, building new things up. So the full moon is a really great energy for letting things go, for releasing things, for understanding when it's the end of a cycle, when it's the end of a place, when it's the end of a way of being, when a mode of life has now come to an end and it's time to move on to something else. And so the full moon, utilizing that energy on the full moon can really, really help you kind of solidify within yourself, like, okay, these are things I am letting go. These are energies I'm letting go. These are situations that I'm letting go. And now I'm ready to dive headfirst into the things that are coming up in my life, the things that I'd like to have happen, the things that I'm working on bringing in. And it's kind of like breathing, right? And any cycle is very similar to that, where we have this ebb and this flow, and the tides are connected to the moon as well. So it's like high tide and low tide, a full moon and a new moon, breathing in and breathing out. You can't have one without the other. So in order to build up the new things you'd like to have coming in, a lot of times that means that space needs you to release things that are ready to go. And that's natural. It's natural to do that. It's natural to let go of things. And so this reading is going to be all about what is it time to let go of. And so now I'm going to be playing a quick nature meditation video to help you get into the mood. I like playing nature sounds and nature imagery to really kind of get you back in tune with Mother Earth and with the natural world and with your own sense of calm and inner well-being, because we all have that. It can get really hard sometimes in life when things feel really turbulent, when situations are choppy all around us, and it can get easy to get caught up in that choppiness. But at the end of the day, you have access to calm, always. There is a place within your heart and in your soul that is loving and peaceful and nurturing. Your heart wants that. Your heart wants to be nurtured and to be loved, and it's there for you to share that love with you. It just takes bringing your awareness from the mental chatter, from all of that, from any fears or anxieties, and let yourself come back down into your heart space, right here, right now, in this moment. Calm. So, as we, this is probably the longest introduction I've ever done. Well, sorry, clearly I needed this too. Very much so. In a calm place now, I'm going to play this nature meditation. We'll continue that calming energy. And then after that's done, I'm going to have 4 piles for you to choose from. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to show them up close to you. So you'll have a chance to see them. And then after that, you can click on your reading down in the comment section below. There's a timestamp with pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, or pile number 4 for you to choose your pile. So without further ado, here's some nature, and then you can choose your pile. Pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4. Once again, that's pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4, pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4. Hi there, pile number 1. Welcome to your weekly check-in. I am incredibly excited to share with you today what is happening this week. So I start my weeks on Fridays, because I do. It's just kind of how it started, and I like the schedule. So, you know, today is my personal Monday, but it's your Friday, so it's going to give you a good little chance to see, with the weekend attached, what's coming up in your week coming up here. So, first up, we will start with the rune stone. Before that, you know, you've got these 2 stones here. One of these, I'm not entirely sure what this is. Maybe somebody in the comments could let me know specifically. It's this really pretty blue stone that's kind of, it might be hard to see in this particular lighting situation, but it's a really nice one. And then the other one is this blue tiger's eye. So tiger's eye is all about getting into your own personal power, but this one's blue, which is really unique and really beautiful. So it's also got this sort of like flowing water energy to it as well. So it's really, not only is it in tune with your own personal power, but it's kind of got this like ocean-y quality to it. So it's like you are in your own power, but it's also like you are flowing to it as well. It's not a solid and rigid thing. It's like a very open and flowing power, which is beautiful, beautiful imagery. So let us get started here. First up with the rune stone, you have Burkina. Now, Burkina is all about new beginnings, but it's very interesting. So it literally translates into birch, so it's like a birch tree. And to the Old Norse, Burkina was connected to Freya and to female fertility, women's fertility. So it can really indicate too as well like a sense of birth, of birthing. And so it's connected to this divine feminine energy. If you're a tarot reader, you could connect it to the Empress card, very similar to that, or the Empress card with that Venus energy as well. It's love, and it's new love, and it's birth. It's the mother's love for a baby. So with this week is bringing you, and the full moon is bringing you this a newness, a new birth, a rebirth. And maybe you've got a new project coming up, or a new job, or a new life situation. Something new is coming into your life. And something is ready to be birthed into your life and into your being. So let's keep seeing what more you've got from that. That sounds exciting. I've got multiple different cards and decks. I've got some tarot decks and some oracle decks, so we will get to both. First up, though, I've got from my hand-drawn deck. This one I made myself a couple years ago when I was learning tarot, and it's loosely based off of the IJJ Swiss deck, which I also have in this pile. So we'll get to that as well. But first up, I'm going to do 3 of each, but your pile wanted 4 for some reason. So we've got some extra energy here, which is cool. First up we've got is the 9 of Swords. I don't know about you, but I've been feeling this a little bit lately. This is the anxiety card. So it comes in to let us know that there are painful thoughts and thought loops that keep reoccurring in our minds, or getting caught in our energy field as well, caught in certain points in our body. The thing about anxiety is that it manifests itself in certain places in our bodies. And when we get caught in it, like the swords energy, swords are all about the mental body and the mental sphere. So they're all about the mind. And the Nine of Swords is like worry and fear that gets caught in the mind. But the thing about that is that it actually is also caught in parts of our body. Anxiety manifests itself and fear manifests itself in very particular locations. So when these anxious periods come, and they come for all of us, I just want to let you know that even people who are on the peak of their game have doubts. Everyone has doubts in life. Whoever you are, whatever your situation, and they come in at moments and they catch us off guard. They always do, and that's okay. Like, that's okay. The thing about it is that these swords, in the Raider Waite Smith deck, the Nine of Swords, it's all about, like, she's waking up from a nightmare, and the swords are behind her, signifying these are dreams. These are past situations that have occurred in her life that are there to, like, that are like cutting into her, right? But they're cutting into her dreams. They're her nightmares. They're playing in her mind. And they were her lost battles, her past battles. These situations that had occurred in her life in the past, and she's waking up from that nightmare. So these are things that aren't necessarily present in your life now. The thing about anxiety is that it comes in these waves of situations and things that aren't necessarily as bad as you think. The mind has a way of pulling us down into these like really like dark places, and that's part of the ego. You know, the ego's always there to, it's not always trying to pull us down. Sometimes it's trying to be like, oh, look at me, I'm great, or, you know, any of that kind of thing. But getting lost in that, like, we all have an ego. I'm not telling you to get rid of it. Like, you can't get rid of it. It's there. And embracing it is important because it gives you clues into what's happening in your life and in your situation at any present moment. So it's important to listen to the ego, but it's also important not to be dragged through a ride by the ego as well, right? And to remember that actually everything is okay. When you have an anxious period like this, start deep breathing. Breathing is so important. When you slow down your breath, you slow down your mind, you slow down that anxiety. So even just taking a few breaths, if you'd like to do some with me right now, I'll show you. We're just going to go breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. So by getting caught in these anxiety and these anxious periods, it kind of pulls us through a loop, right? It pulls us through this direction that we don't necessarily want to go on, but you don't have to fall for the trap. You can catch yourself. You know, mindfulness is really important for catching yourself in these kinds of situations and then like letting them go. Let me read more cards because I'm only on card number 2. So anyway, with the anxious card here, I think that there is some residual anxiety that might be coming back into your life. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Like, that's exactly what this card is saying, is like, when these kinds of situations occur, remember that you know who you are, that you can tune back into your own inner light at any moment. And, you know, sometimes they're there and you just got to roll with it. You got to roll with the punches in life. And yeah, let's keep going. Let's see. Because you've got the sun. Oh my gosh. See that? See that, friend? You might feel lost in this anxiety every now and then, but in truth, you have the sun on your side. The sun is the happiest card in the tarot deck. It is a card that is devoted to love, to life, to energy, to having a good time, to being at peace within yourself and within your environment, to really embracing the love that is present in your life. So instead of getting caught up by fears, and fears that might be founded or unfounded, who knows, you know, fears come, they just come. Fear is kind of this thing that pops up every now and then. But I was listening to somebody the other day talking about it, and it's like both fear and faith ask the same thing of you. They ask you to put yourself into a situation that you actually don't know the answer to, right? It's you don't know what's going to happen. And then that not knowing can express itself within you in two ways. You can fall to fear by not knowing what's going to happen and fall to those anxieties, or you can bring yourself up with faith. You can have faith that things can work out in your favor, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that even in difficult situations, you can survive them. You can have faith in yourself and in life and in the universe. And if you don't want to be mystical about it, having faith in yourself, having faith that you have been through difficult situations before and you know how to get out of those, like you know how to get out of those. I'm getting really emotional, but it's so true, that these dark and difficult times, it's okay when they happen. It's okay. Because the sun is on your side, Sun's on your side. So let's keep reading. We've got the Magician. Yeah, life is in your control, friend. Like, you have the ability to run with your life however you need to. Like, it's your life, your rules, always. It's always your life, your rules. And that's okay. Sometimes we get presented with situations where we have to make choices about moving through things, moving into different situations. And the Magician tells you to, work with the forces that are present in your life now, balance those forces. The thing about the Magician, and it's not present on this hand-drawn card that I have, but it's present on most other decks, is that it's one of the only cards that has all four of the elements present within it. So the Magician is all about connecting into your own inner power and guidance and uniting and balancing the forces of the universe that are presented around you and manifesting a new life, a new situation, a new thing for yourself. And that it's okay to do that. It's okay to be in your own power and to use your own power to build the life that you want for you and not about anybody else. The Magician doesn't care what other people think. The Magician isn't trying to be popular or trying to fall down, the Magician doesn't get caught in that trap of like, oh, look at me, I'm so great or whatever. Like, no, it's not about that. The Magician is there to move things, to build things, to create things, to dream, to chase life, to adventure. All of these things are possible for you. They are. You have the Magician present within you. You have the Magician present within you to unite forces of life and make anything happen for yourself. You really, really do. Next card is the Eight of Wands. Yep. So this is a very fast moving energy. So all of this stuff that I'm talking about, right? Like, once you leave this kind of anxious periods behind, like, you might be having an anxious flare-up, or a flare-up might happen, but in reality, you're this Magician and you've been working on manifesting something for a long time. I can feel that. And the sun is present with you. I bet you don't have to believe in spirit guides or any of that kind of thing, but I do. And you have a team of guides that are there working with you, helping you, making sure that everything's okay. Like, they're here to help you. You've got a lot on your side. You've got the universe on your side, and it's on your side when you believe that it is on your side. And that is that faith versus fear situation, right? We don't know what's going to happen. There is so much indecision in the world right now. There's so much fear present. There is so much fear. But the thing about it is, like I said, fear is a projection of the future. Into that we are projecting our future from the present, and we're saying this is going to be bad because look at all of this stuff that's happened before. Look at all of these situations that are occurring. Look at all of these conditions that are around us. I am scared out of my life for what's going to happen. But the thing about it is, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't have all the answers. None of us do. None of us have all of the answers, friend. You don't know what's going to happen. Thing about it is, you can tap into your own inner sense of love and guidance and trust, you know? And like I said, if you don't want to have faith in a higher power, or you don't want to have faith in anything spiritual, you don't have to. You don't have to. You can have faith in yourself. You can have faith that you are a strong human being. You know, you had this magician card here. You can have faith in that. And like I said, when you tap into that energy, you're on a roll. You're moving fast. This is swift moving energy with this Eight of Wands. So yeah, tap into that. Tap into that fast moving energy. You are the magician. You are uniting the forces of the universe around you to create your incredible life, you know, your incredible situation, your ability to create and manifest and make anything happen is possible to you right here, right now. You have the conditions and the sources and the abilities to make anything happen for yourself. So let's keep going, friend. Next up, we've got 3 cards from the Raider Waite Smith traditional deck. We've got the Temperance card. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at her. She's an angel. She's wonderful. And what she does, like I was saying, of balancing the forces around you, that's literally what this card is. You see she's got these cups that she's swishing in between. She's swishing these elements in between. And it's kind of like this idea of making lemonade out of lemons, right? Life is always going to throw you a lemon. Always, right? And it's up to you whether you want to get lost in fear and be like, oh my God, remember that time that a lemon squirted me in the eye and I felt awful, and oh my God, here's another lemon. But the thing about it is, you don't gotta squirt that lemon in your eye anymore. You don't have to do that. That doesn't have to happen, right? Just because life is throwing you a lemon, you can take that lemon and merge it with the rest of forces and make the best lemonade you have ever had in your life, right? Like, you can do that. You can enjoy a situation that looks on the surface when things start to pop in, just based on your own experiences, based on your own life situation, based on things that have occurred before. You can take that situation and you can turn it into another problem. You can turn it into squirting it in your eye, right? You can turn it into a situation that is really challenging and hurtful and harmful to you, or you can take that and transform your life situation around you, take this difficult situation and make it something beautiful, you know? Make it something beautiful for you and do it for you, right? That's what this is telling you. Next card. We got the Two of Cups. Okay, so the Two of Cups is uniting with opposite forces. So there's 2 different situations here. It's either coming together with another person. So it's possible you have a lover in your life, or a friend, or somebody in your life who you can come together with. Or for this, and for this reading, and for what I've been saying, what makes more sense to me is that this is talking about uniting with the forces within yourself. As you can see, this card has this caduceus here, which is these snakes coming up from this pole and coming into this lion surface here. We're in Leo season too, so you know, this is talking about your own personal power. I think for me, this is uniting the forces within yourself as well, that balance that I was talking about, also balancing within yourself and coming to a sense of complete united energy within who you are, united with all parts of yourself, all parts of your being, even the parts that might seem scary or challenging. Those are a part of you as well. Loving those parts of yourself, accepting those parts of yourself, uniting together and being in your own personal power. Being in your own personal power with that lion energy. Really tapping into that. This is a really powerful full moon for you. I'm getting this. This reading is really intense. So, you're letting go. The thing that I was saying about full moons is about letting go. You're letting go of this anxiety and you're letting in this like beautiful, incredible new day. And like I said, with this Temperance card, if life is throwing you a lemon, you don't got to take that in your eye. You can make lemonade out of that. You can change those forces around you. Next card. Yes! Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful, friend. This is so beautiful. You have the 10 of Pentacles. Like, look at that. This is ultimate happiness. This is ultimate happiness. That's what's coming into your life. That's what's present in your life, right? When you let go of the past, when you let go of past hurts and past situations, and you just embrace the ultimate loving happiness that's here for you, right now, that's what's important. That's what's important. Love. Love is coming into your life. Love is present in your life. It's here for you. You have that. And it's just a matter of perspective. Where is this love for you coming in? And you know, if you feel alone right now, then that love has to come from you, right? And it can come from you. How can you build a foundation within yourself of self-love? At the end of the day, you have to love yourself because you are the only one that you live with. Nobody else. You live with you. So tune in and tap into that inner light and inner love within you because it's there for you. You are perfect in this moment. You know, you are enough in this moment. Perfection doesn't exist. I misspoke. Perfection doesn't exist. You are enough. You don't need to be a perfectionist. You don't need to chase for more. You don't need to prove yourself. You don't need to prove yourself. You're enough right now, right here. Who you are in this moment is enough. You're enough. Let's move on. I've got the IJJ Swiss deck here. 3 cards from that. Like I said, this was actually the first tarot deck that I learned how to read, but I was learning it through a book. I had this book from the 70s that was my grandmother's on like how to read tarot cards, and it had all the illustrations from this IJJ Swiss deck. And so I drew my own deck based off of some of the imagery in that deck, and that's the deck that I used first. But here is this deck, which I think has really wonderful images, and it's got this very classic look to it, which is cool. First up we've got is the 5 of Cups. The 5 of Cups it's all about loss. But the thing about it is that it's kind of like this idea of the major perspective shift that we all have to go through in life at some point in our lives in order to let go of the past, to let go of fear, to let go of living from a place of block, you know, of blockages. And I think it all comes back to this card. It's one of my favorites in the tarot deck for that reason, because it exemplifies the idea of spirituality, in my opinion, of what spirituality really is and what it means to us, and how spirituality helps us through our existence. The thing about the 5 of Cups, and I don't have the Raider Waite Smith card here, we just have this one, so I'll show it to you up here just so you can see the imagery as I'm talking about it. But in the Raider Waite Smith deck, it's depicted as a man who is crying over 3 spilt cups in front of him. He has spilt these 3 cups. He has lost a tremendous amount in his life. And loss isn't easy. It's never easy. Losing something isn't easy. It's hard. And it's you know, it's sad and it's devastating, and it can really, really upset us and throw us through a loop. The thing about it is, behind him in that deck, he has 2 cups that are still upright, that are standing behind him, ready and open to give him love moving forward. Like, he has that love still. He still has something. He still has something within him. And yes, he is mourning those 3 cups that are lost. And mourning is important, right? A lot of times it's hard to feel difficult emotions. And I know for me personally, and this doesn't have to be you, obviously, but for me, I tend to bury my emotions. I don't want to express them. I don't want to feel them. I just bury them. And the thing about it is you actually need to feel your emotions in order to let them go. When you bury them by blocking them, by ignoring them, covering your ears and going, la, 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 I'm fine, everything's fine, that doesn't work. Because what you end up doing is you hold that feeling within yourself. So it's important to feel, and you can give yourself the space to feel. Give yourself a day to feel that loss. Give yourself the conditions within to do it, from a foundation of self-love. Light candles, light some incense for yourself, dim the lights, play one of your favorite emotional albums of music, whatever that is for you, and then feel and cry and let it out. And it's okay to do that. It's okay to do that, to give yourself the space to feel those emotions. It's so deeply important. And when you do that, then you remember that you still have those 2 cups behind you, that you still have things in your life. There's still things present in your life that are good. And now you have a more firm direction on how to move forward. You know even more about the cups that are remaining, and you're going to cherish those remaining cups way, way, way more. You're going to be grateful that you have those things in your life, and you're going to move forward from a position of deeply connecting to that sense of gratitude. So that's that card. Let's keep going. This has been a really intense reading, so I hope that you're getting a lot out of this. I am. I think this reading is for me too, so thank you. We've got the 9 of cups, or pentacles here. 9 of Pentacles. This is great. This is tuning back in with that 10 of Cups energy. This is abundance as well. So you have a deep abundance coming to you. And so when you let go of the rest of those 3 cups that are lost, right? This is very much a transition. This is a major life transition that this reading is talking about for you, because you're moving from one phase into the next here. And the next phase is beautiful, and it's bright, and it's abundant, and it's loving, and it's kind, and it's nurturing. But you have to transform the last bits that are remaining within you that need to be transformed and let go of, right? This is a full moon. So it's phases and things that need to be let go of. Letting go of that anxiety, letting go of those last remaining 3 cups, giving yourself time to heal and to cry. Maybe the full moon is that time that I was telling you need to cry things out, light those candles. Full moon on the 3rd. Give yourself the space to do that. And in the future, what's coming into your life is this ultimate abundance. So physical well-being, mental well-being, health, money. It's not just money, but it can be money. Stability. All of that is present for you. It's all ready to come into your life. It's there. You've been manifesting it. You had the Magician there. You've been working your butt off for this, right? You've been working so hard. And this is just the last little bit. It's just the last little bit. You've got this. You could go through this. And, remember what's coming to you right here. And the thing about it is that in the Raider Waite Smith card, this is depicted as a woman who's in her own garden, basking in the finer things of life, being in that abundant energy. And what's also about it is she's comfortable being on her own in that. Obviously, she wants love in her life. She wants people in her life, and she lets people into her life, but she doesn't need people in her life, right? She wants people. And I guess it's not the thing of she's not isolating herself. She's not self-isolating in a depressive way or in a fearful way. It's not based in fear. It's based on a sense of she is so confident and comfortable in her life that she doesn't need other people to justify that. She doesn't need other people to tell her that she's okay. She doesn't need other people to tell her that she's loved. She knows it. She knows it with every fiber of her being, and that knowing has manifested for her that ultimate abundance. And so she's perfectly calm, walking away from situations that no longer work for her, walking away from people and situations and difficulties and challenges and any of that don't work for her. She's okay letting those things go because she knows inside that she loves herself, that she accepts herself no matter what. She accepts herself. It doesn't matter what other people say. It doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter. Because she thinks very highly of herself. She has self-esteem. She knows what she wants. And it's okay to want things. It's okay to want happiness. It's okay to want stability. It's okay. It's okay. So let's keep going. I'm talking to myself in this reading, so, let's just be open about that too, which is like, this is a deeply powerful reading. It's deeply powerful. So I hope that you're really connecting into this as much as I am. Next up we have is the Justice card, right? You reap what you sow, and you get things coming back to you that need to. And it's not just it could go both ways, right? It's a balancing of the scales. It's a balancing of your life. There are no bad things in life and there are no good things in life. There are just things. It's important to remember that. The dualistic yo-yo of this is really bad, this is really good, oh my God, that's a trap. In reality, there are two sides to one coin. There are always two sides to one coin. And we can't have a full coin without the other side. It's okay to have these situations and these things, it's the label that's the problem. Labeling things as negative is the trap, right? We all experience pain. We all experience suffering. There are painful things that happen in our lives. And pain's gonna happen, right? It's a part of being alive. Pain happens sometimes. But the thing about it is that you can accept it. You can accept that things that are difficult have happened to you, and you can learn from them. You can transform that into wisdom, right? And then instead of being fearful for your future, instead of being afraid at what's to come, you can change that situation. So it's changing how you see the past, right? Changing how you see those things that were giving you nightmares, those fears. Oh my God, this, what if this? Oh my God, what if that? What if that? Instead of that, stop that, because we all have the ability to manifest things into our lives. And when we get lost in that fear, we're actually bringing that into our lives. And we're telling the universe, that's what I want in my life, and I don't think that's what you want in your life. It's not what I want in my life, right? And you don't have to get worried about that either, right? Because like I said before, those lemons come. And if you are like anybody else in this planet, you have had a past where you've dealt with difficulties. So when those come back into your mind, and when you get lost in that fear trap, because it's gonna happen and it's okay, you don't let it get too far. You don't have to keep going down the rabbit hole. You say, oh, okay, fear's here, anxiety's here. Okay, let me deep breathe, and then let me change my perspective on it, because that's what this Justice card is talking about. Let me change my perspective now. Okay, I'm thinking about all of these situations that were hard in the past. Well, did I survive those situations? Am I sitting here alive right now? Yes. Yes. The universe does not send us things that we cannot handle. Ever. Ever. So, I have gotten this situation into my life right now. This thing has occurred. This thing has occurred. It's triggering me down these fear pathways, these things that have happened in my life in the past. I'm thinking of these things now. I'm afraid that these things are going to happen in my life now. No. You already went through those things, right? You went through those past things. What did you learn from those past things? Instead of seeing those past things as bad, as this horrible bad thing, they were painful and they were difficult. and they were challenging, but you made it through it. What did they teach you on the other side? What is the lessons that you have gained from those challenging situations? And when you can tune into that, the lesson from it, what is the lesson that this is teaching me right here, right now? You can accept that and you can change things. You can change. And it's okay to change. Okay, this has been a really powerful reading. Wow. So yeah, let's keep going. Next up, we've got your oracle cards. First up is from the Fairy Tale Lenormand. And this I'm going to read mostly as imagery. We've got ring. Okay, so interesting. Rings are kind of like about, I mean, it just ultimately makes me think of marriage, but look at this. There's like so spiritual. We've got a genie. Yeah. Wish fulfillment. This is about wish fulfillment. So, you know, what is it you want in your life? What's your wishes? What's your ultimate dreams? This card is telling you that those things are possible for you. You have dreams because that is the way that you know what you want. Your dreams are yours and they're real and they're for you. Your dreams are for you. You can achieve your dreams. Now, is it going to be easy? No. Is it going to take work? Yes. Is it going to be hard sometimes? Absolutely. But the thing of it is, you know, there's that adage of, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. You're going to work, obviously, but it's going to be worth it for you because you're building your dreams, and dreams take time and they take a foundation. But the thing of it is, you have this ultimate wish fulfillment coming to you. That energy is present here right now for you. And with this full moon, when you let go of the things that are ready to let go and you embrace following your dreams, following the adventure of life that is here for you, the exciting adventure that wants to come into your life, and you know what that is. I don't have to tell you what that is because it's for you. Whatever that is, whatever popped into your mind of when I tell you to think of something exciting in your future, that thing that popped in your mind is for you. It's here for you, and it popped into your mind because you want it, and you can chase it. You can find it. It's for you. Wish fulfillment. Present for you. Wow. Next up we have from the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. I like the symbolism in this. Okay, Five of Swords, yeah. So there are some things in your life that need to be cut out in order to find this wish fulfillment, right? There are people, situations, life stuff that is ready to go. And it's ready to let go of. And in this period, you know, like I said, with the new moon or with the full moon, it's going to present itself to you in ways that you can see. It's like, okay, this is the thing that needs to let go of. This is the thing. And probably over the next month or so, you're going to keep seeing these things. And that's okay. Like, that's important. And this is a weekly reading, right? So especially for this week, really tune in to anything that happens in your life, any situation that happens in your life, and you're like, oh gosh, ooh, or like, I don't know about that, or I don't know if I like the way that happened, or I don't know about this, you know, any of that. If there are things that pop into your life that you realize you don't want to hold on to anymore, those are the things that you're ready to let go of. And you can write them down, like write down a list of things, and then perform a ritual at the end of the full moon by burning that piece of paper. And the burning of that is the releasing of those things. You are letting those things go. You're letting those people go. You're letting that situation go. You're letting the past go. And you're ready to move into this ultimate abundance and this adventure that's present for you, that's ready for you, that's waiting for you. And you know what that is. You will know how to find it by trusting yourself. right? The faith thing, faith versus fear. Have faith in yourself. And when you do that, you will tune into your intuition more. And by tuning to your intuition, you will figure out the things that are meant for you, the things that are right. And it's all about feeling, right? If you feel that fear inside of you when you're thinking about a situation, or you just feel a twinge in your heart or a thing, and you're like, ooh, this makes me anxious, and ooh, that isn't right. Like, that's not where you want to be. And it's telling you, like, I don't think I want that. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? So, follow your heart. Follow the situation that's going to bring you love. For you. For you. Chase this happiness. It's here for you. There's some situations that are ready to let go of. For sure. There are some people and some situations and some stuff that you are ready to let go of. So do it. And it's okay. And I know it's hard, you know, I don't mean to... Life is challenging and situations are difficult, and, you know, letting go is probably one of the single hardest things we can do sometimes, but it's worth it. It's worth it, because sitting on the other side of it is the peace that you're looking for, and the fulfillment that you're looking for, and the joy that you're looking for. So express your feelings. Next up, we've got the Shamanic Healing Oracle. So I've got 2 cards from this. I'm going to read directly from the book from these, so you get somebody else's perspective on some stuff. Oh my gosh, unlimited possibilities. Oh, see that tree? Oh, one of my favorite cards. So yeah, you know what? Like, when you can let go of that fear energy, you've got everything open to you. Everything. Everything. When fall turns into winter, the leaves fall from the trees, birds fly south, plants go dormant. Some even die, having lived the life they were meant to. Do we ever panic and wallow in the fear that this is it? There will never be another robin singing. There will never be another ripe tomato. No, we don't. Why is that? We know that after winter, spring will return, followed by the bounty of summer. It is so in your life. At any given time, there are unlimited possibilities for you and yours. Many different paths to take, many different options available. Do not get bogged down into thinking in a linear fashion. Open your eyes and your heart and feel the power your free will and choice brings to you. Make your life what it is meant to be. That's so powerful for you guys, you know? And for me too, I needed to hear that. That's what's happening here, right? It's don't get caught in the trap of thinking, I gotta do this, then I gotta do that, then I gotta do this, then I gotta do that, and just get stuck on this train. Like, open yourself up to the idea that there is infinite possibility available to you. And the universe will work with you. What do you want to have happen? What are you ready to do? What are you ready to close out, right? We're now moving into the second half of the year, and I know this is a weekly reading, but I've been getting a lot of imagery in my own personal life the last few days that has been all about, what are you ready to let go of now? Where do you want to go next? Are you on the path you want to be on in life? Or do you want to be doing something else? What is it that you imagine for yourself? And how do you get that now? How do you bring that energy into your life now instead of putting it into the future? Because the future doesn't exist. Instead of holding yourself back because of your past, the past is done and gone. What do you need right now? And how can you bring in your dreams here right now? And, you know, dreams take time, right? If you want to manifest something in your life, you got to build that, and it's going to take time. But you have to have the patience, you know, for that as well, and really take time with it. Next up, last card from the Shamanic Healing Oracle, we've got feminine energy. So it's all about receiving, being open to receiving instead of feeling like you have to force everything, knowing that help is available to you, allowing things to be open, taking the time and to let things come in, having the patience and the faith that things are working out for you. Let's read that. Darkness, the moon, the tides. Very great for a full moon reading, by the way. The quiet gestation before the chaos, the void. These are all aspects of feminine energy: passive, waiting, gestating, and nurturing. It is the opposite of the prior card, so very different, which was masculine energy, and yet the perfect companion. Perhaps you have yet to find your feminine side. We all have one, male or female, or non-gendered, we all have a feminine side. The life you are leading right now has given you opportunities to embrace this part of you. But between the two opposing energies, feminine energy is the harder one to embrace. It requires trust and the lack of fear. What I was talking about. Trust that all is as it should be, and that the absence of fear of things not getting done. Perhaps in the past, you had been hurt when you were embracing your feminine energy, physically or mentally. This was the free will of the person who hurt you. It was not caused by being who you were. Do not let the actions of another dictate who you need to be. That releasing people and situations. Don't hold yourself to the opinions and the ideas of other people if they don't resonate with who you are. You don't have to do that. You don't have to put yourself aside for other people. You don't have to do that. It's not being egotistical. It's not being narcissistic to put yourself first in your own sense of comfort and calm. Your own inner peace is for you. It's worth it. If you need to remove yourself from a situation or from some people or from some stuff or any of that, that's okay. That's okay to do that. You have that right. You have that free will. Do not let the actions of another dictate who you need to be. Examine your feminine side. Become friends with her again. She's there. She's always there. Alternatively, this card represents the important woman in the seeker's life. Yeah, no, I think it was the first stuff. That's your reading for you, pile number one. That went long and really in depth. So let me know in the comments what you think about it either way. I'd love to hear from you. I want to deeply, deeply thank all of my new subscribers. I gained so many recently, and that was it's just incredible. I'm so honored, and I'm so excited to keep giving you this stuff and this content. So let me know what you think either way. If you want a more detailed personal reading with me, that got pretty detailed, but it's not specific. This could be for anybody. If you want super specific about your life and your situation, please go to my website, www.junodrome.com. I have 2 different options available on my website for you. We can do either a pre-recorded video reading that's slightly cheaper for a half an hour, where I just go in and I say everything that I see, I tune in, I give you everything that you need, and then you can watch it as many times as you want, or you just have it. Or we can do a one-on-one, 1 hour personal session through video chat where you can ask as many questions as you want. We can get super in depth about anything, literally anything that's going on in your life. And I'm there to talk, and then, then we can have that personal connection if that's what you want to. So check that out, www.junodrome.com. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I'm going to have a lot more content coming out on the regular, and I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be on this journey, and I'm so grateful to be on this journey with you and to connect with you all and to have this happen in my life. I feel so blessed, and I am so excited and ready to keep this going. So yeah, thank you. I want to thank you so much, and have a wonderful day, pile number one. Hi there, pile number 2. Welcome to your weekly check-in. So this week we have a full moon coming up on the 3rd of August. Full moons are all about releasing what it's time to let go of. So this weekly check-in is going to be talking about that. We're in the middle of Leo season, so it's all about connecting to your personal power. So these are probably going to be things that you're ready to let go of that are going to empower you when you let them go. So it's important to let the things go in your life that aren't empowering. Anything that's disempowering, this is the perfect situation, the perfect time to let those things go. And that is okay. So first up, we've got, your stones real quick. I don't know which one either of these are named, so I'm sorry. If you know, please let me know. But we've got this like pink stone here, which is the heart center. It's all about the heart. And then we have the green stone as well, which is about connecting with Mother Nature, but also with your own heart. So 2 very heart-centered stones. So that might give us some clues as to where this reading might be going. First up, we've got your rune stone. This is the Daga's rune, which is all about connecting to this energy of the new day, the dawning of the new day. It's kind of like it represents summertime, but it also represents like the noonday sun, the rising sun. It's got this energy of light, the light in your life. I've had some people explain it as a light bulb moment, but there's another rune that I feel is also light bulb moment-y. So it can be that as well, an aha moment, but it's mostly like this sense of sunlight coming back into your life, the new day, dawning of a new day. So that's beautiful. First up, I've got 3 different tarot decks, and then I've got some oracle cards, so we'll get into all of it. This is going to be a pretty long, in-depth reading, so tune in with me. The first reading was longer than I think I've done any other reading, so we'll see if this one's that long or if it's not, but we'll tune into it anyway, and I'm ready to flow with you and get as much out of this as possible, so thank you for tuning in with me. First up is from my hand-drawn deck. This one I drew myself when I was first learning tarot. Let's see what cards we got here. We got the 2 of Wands, which talks about like setting off on a journey. It's like this like very beautiful time to start your life kind of a feeling, you know, like you've been through stuff in the past, you've been through situations, you've done a lot, you know, we've all done a lot in life, but like I said, you have this dawning of a new day. So there's a new period that's ready for you, that's here for you, that's ready to come into your life. And this card talks about that. In the Raider Waite Smith deck, it's depicted as a man who is standing with a globe in his hand, ready to journey, go off and journey. So this might be a journey within, or it might be a journey without, you know, but either way, you're ready to journey into the new adventure that life wants to bring into your life for you, you know? So it's kind of like embracing the new adventure that's coming to you and not letting yourself get held back. So let's continue to see what cards we've got here. For the second card from my hand-drawn deck, we've got the 7 of Swords, which has different meanings to it. You know, it can be deceptive energy. That's the first one, that there's some like not so great people around you, or it could be self-deception. You know, you've got that situation going on. But also though, for you, I don't know, I don't get that meaning as much here. When I picked it up, the first thing I saw is, you know, when I drew this, I got this man who's like got this bag of swords that he stole, you know, and he's running away. But I don't feel that from this for you. I don't think he stole them for you. I think for you, these are the things that he's built up. You know, he built up his life. And he's ready to walk away now. He's ready to move on. I'm getting some serious 8 of Cups vibes from this. Some 8 of Cups vibes, even though it's the 7 of Swords. Just based on what I'm feeling. And I'm doing this through my intuition. You know, it's ready to pack up and move on. You know, you're ready to go off and journey into the new life. Maybe that means physically moving. Maybe you've got a move coming up. Or, you know, or even if it's just an internal move, you know. Whatever's happened in your past, like I said, you're in a new day now. You're ready to move on. So maybe that's kind of a thing of like with this full moon, you know, full moons are all about releasing, they're letting things go. So when the next week, as the full moon approaches and you start to see things that you're ready to let go of, you know, maybe it's a space thing. Maybe you're ready to get rid of some things, you know, bring some stuff to the thrift store. Maybe you've got too much clutter. Maybe you've got things that remind you of another lifetime, you know, of another time when you were somebody else, and you are ready for the new day. You're ready to become a new person. You're ready to let go of anything that's happened in your past and move into a new way of being. And so I see that coming to you as like this card is telling you, so let go of some things, you know, pack up your bags and tie off any loose ends, you know, you've got that time now. You've got time to tie up any loose ends, finish up the storyline that you're living, you know, because you've got the new story coming in. So anything that needs to be done in this moment of this deep moment of transformation and change that we're all present in, where do you need to tie up your loose ends? How do you want to do that for you? You have the time. You're being blessed with the time to let things go in a way that's graceful and beautiful. Instead of like, don't dig in your heels and resist the change, because the change is here. The change is present. Instead, ask yourself, how do I want to do this right? What's right for me? What's right for my heart? What's the best way to let things go and tie up all the loose ends? How do I set things right for myself moving forward? How do I let things go in a way that I'm going to look back on this moment in 5 years? Because this is the closing of a chapter of your life. I feel that. I think we are all in that now. We're closing a chapter and we're moving into something new. So how do you want to close the chapter? You're the author of your life. You're the author of this book, friend. You get to write how it all ends, how it all comes together. You can finish it in your own way. So how do you want to finish it? You know, how do you want to walk away? How do you want to pack it up and move on? What do you need to make that happen in a way that you're happy with? That's what this is asking you. Oh, this is great. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, there's more work to be done. There's more work to be done. So put in the work, right? Don't get lost. You've got something that you're working on. You know, you've got this new day coming in. You've got this energy where you're packing up, you're moving on, you're closing up all your N's and your T's, you're dotting your I's, crossing your T's, whatever that expression is. And there's still some more work to be done. So don't be afraid of putting in the work here. You know, if you're building this new life, maybe this new journey, this new thing that's coming into your life, I think it's going to take some work to build it in, and it's going to take some time, right? We're in this transition moment, and I think we're going to be in this transition moment for the rest of the year. So remember, this is a weekly reading. I'm tapping into deep time right here. I feel that. And the Dagaz rune talks about that too, which I'll get into in a second. But there's still more work to be done. So don't get lost in the ending, because it's also a beginning. It's a transition moment. So, you know, as things close, other things open, and you have to be ready to jump at those things that are opening. You have to be ready to work as hard as you need to do to build this new beginning that's here and present for you. There's still more work to be done. It's almost harvest season now with the Seven of Pentacles. He's been growing this field for a long time. He's been working that field all season, and he's almost at harvest. He's almost at harvest. Harvest is in sight because the plants are growing. He's starting to see the fruit coming on the tree, but he can't pick it yet. It's not time to pick the tree. Not time yet, but it's coming. And he knows it, and he's going to put in his hard work. He's going to work his butt off. He's just going to keep working until it's harvest season. So keep working. You got this. The new day's coming. And remember when I was saying about that Dagaz rune, let me just talk about it now. The thing about this symbol is it's it's also this hourglass symbol, which is really amazing. And it's this shape in particular is something called a light cone in physics. So feel free to look up a light cone. It talks about space-time in the sense that if we were to live in, this is hypothetical in science, but I actually personally kind of believe this, and I feel like it's really applicable to our lives. If we live in an infinite, if we live in an existence that has infinite universes, right? Infinite parallel universes, then every possible outcome in every situation that exists, every outcome is possible. This is also quantum physics, right? It's the idea that when you're not looking at something, any outcome is possible. It's just about what's probable, right? It's a probabilities. That's the light cone. It's all about probabilities. So we're sitting here in the middle. This is the current moment. All that exists is right here, right now. All that we have is right here in this personal moment. That's all that exists. So looking from this light cone, behind us, all behind us, this beam of light represents everything that has happened in our lives, all of the situations that have led up to where we are in this moment, and all of the situations that could have happened that would have also led us to this moment. So not only is it the past in the linear sense that we experience moment to moment to moment to moment, but it's also every other possible moment that could have happened to lead to this particular moment in space-time in this particular universe that you are watching this video. So, ahead of it is the outward spin towards infinity of every possible outcome that could come from this moment. Every single possible outcome. So you have the ability within you to tune in to your own heart, to your own inner light, to your own intuition, to your own guidance. And you can do this slowly. Time moves slowly. Moments move slowly. When you are present in the moment, things can slow down. So don't get lost in the anxiety. Fear makes you think that you have to jump and make choices immediately. And you just got to do it. And you just got to do it. Take time to ruminate. This is all asking you to take time to ruminate and to realize that you have infinite possibility ahead of you. And like I said, if you're closing out this chapter in your life and you're dotting your I's and you're crossing your T's and you're closing things up, you're letting people go, you're letting situations go, you're coming to an end in situations, the thing about it is you have the power to close those things out in the way that you want, because the universe is working with you. When you tune into spirit, when you tune in, you have the ability to transform the forces around you. Now I'm starting to tap into pile number one's energy. So maybe watch pile number 1 too. It's a very long reading, but it might be applicable. You have the power to move into the life situation that you need for you. You have that power. So cross your I's and dot your T's the way you need to. And remember that you have infinite possibility open ahead of you. And it's all about, what is that outcome you're trying to manifest? What is that outcome you want? And then try to bring that into your life. How do you want to wrap up the chapter? How do you want to wrap it up? And what way of you doing that is going to make you feel the most satisfied and comfortable and ready to move on? And remember, life's hard sometimes and tricky situations happen, but I haven't got any of that energy yet for you. So that's pile number 1, is a lot of tricky stuff that they're moving through. I don't know about that for you yet. So let's keep going. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, you got the 5 of Swords. So there is some deception at work here. And then, the 7 of Swords, when I was talking about that before, you do have some tricky stuff that you're navigating. And it might be internal with the self-deception that I was talking about before, or it might be external with some people and some situations that don't have your best interest at heart. So that's something you remember as well, is that not everybody has your best interest at heart. So you have to tune into what your best interest is and be ready and willing to let go of some things and some situations and some people and some stuff and move into something new. But remember that new day and that dawning of the new day is here for you. So don't get lost in anything that's surrounding you too, As you close up this chapter, as you wrap things up in the way that's satisfying towards you, know that maybe not everybody's going to be happy with that, especially if you have to let some people go or some situations go or some things go. Not everybody's going to be on board with that, but it's your life. It's your happiness that's at stake. It's up to you. It's up to you. So, tune into you. It's important. Next card that we've got is the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving of the knights, but it's abundance. So abundance is coming to you. You are making the motion. The thing about the knights is that there's a movement that is happening within the suit. And so, or within the reading especially. So what movement is happening in this reading? And it's a building towards abundance. And, you have that Seven of Pentacles energy as well. Remember, you put in a ton of work into whatever you're trying to manifest, and it's coming to you. That new dawning of a new day journey is present for you, and it's coming into your life. And the thing about it is that, you are the one who is moving this. And it's moving slowly, and that's okay. It's asking you to have patience and to have faith and to move through things with your own patient energy. That it's all possible towards you. And that it's going to take time. It's going to take time. Have patience. Move slowly. Move slowly. This closing that's happening, this chapter that's happening, and the new dawning that's happening, especially with that Seven of Pentacles energy and with the Knight here, it's telling you it's coming. Have faith. Have patience. You're being tested with patience right now. And so be patient. Know that it's happening slowly. Enjoy your moments, moment to moment, Remember that not everything happens in an instant, and that it's about the journey as much as it's about anything else. It's about enjoying the journey as it's happening. Trusting the journey. And then we got the King of Swords. Yeah, so the King of Swords is one of my favorite cards in the whole deck because he is one of the most clear-headed of any of the people cards. And when he comes into the reading, he's asking you to really tune into your own mind and your own mental body and your own mental sphere and have a clear head. So the thing about it is, see, he does have emotions. He's not emotionless. He might seem cold to the outside world in certain people and situations, but he's just analytical and clear thinking. He's got a clear mind. And he still has these emotions. The red coat underneath represents these emotions that he has. But the thing is, he cloaks that coat with his own, over-being, well-being. He calms his mind and is able to stay in this calming energy because he knows who he is. He knows what he wants. He's able to move that energy however he needs to. Let's keep going. Next up, we have from the IJJ Swiss deck, got the Four of Pentacles. So that talks about being safe, right? And playing it safe sometimes. Sometimes we gotta play things safe, which is okay. Sometimes this energy can talk about being too guarded, where you're guarding yourself. Because in the Raider Waite Smith deck, that's the position that he's taking in the card, the person. But the thing about it is that, I think for me, what this is saying is that you're safe right now. Everything is safe. Everything is moving in a way that's safe. So don't worry. Know what you want. Know what you're bringing into your life. And let go of some of this other stuff that's dragging you down. Let's keep going. You're safe right now. We've got the Two of Cups here. The Two of Cups talks about, and the last card got this too, the last pile. So maybe do watch pile number one. These readings kind of feel very similar in a certain sense. Yeah, so watch pile number one as well. The thing about this is that the Two of Cups are kind of uniting together your own energy. In most decks, it's depicted with the Caduceus as well on there, and it's kind of like this balancing of forces within you. It's the two snakes that are cycling up. So that's also got this Kundalini energy of the importance of bringing your own energy up from the base of your body, from your root chakra, connecting deep, deep, deep into the Mother Earth, into the heart of Mother Earth, and bringing that energy up, up, up through your body, through all of your chakras, through your creative center, into your heart, bringing that energy up, up through your mind, up, out, around you, and then down into the ground, back up, and then creating this kind of torus field is what that's called, and allowing that energy to seep out around you. So by doing that, by connecting to your own energy and connecting to the heart of Mother Earth, you'll be clear-headed and you'll be able to tune into your intuition more about knowing when it's time to let these things and these situations go and knowing how to move through that. Next up we have is the Ace of Cups. Yeah. So this new day that's coming, this new beginning, here's another new beginnings card. The Aces are all about brand new journeys, and the Cups are all about emotions, the heart, following your heart, following your love, following your passions, but following emotional well-being. You have a new beginning in emotional well-being present for you. It's here, it's ready. So it's time to jump on it and move towards it. Emotional fulfillment is here for you. So now let's move into the Oracle cards. First up is from the Fairy Tale Lenormand. And I'm just mostly reading from the imagery here. Oh yeah, okay. Here's the Gentleman card. I really like this card. To me, what this represents is this idea that don't trust a book by its cover. You know, that sometimes the person who doesn't look like he's really strong is actually one of the most powerful, strongest people you could ever imagine. So he's this rice farmer here, and you know, he looks a bit unassuming. He's very thin. He's wearing this big shirt, so he looks small, you know. He looks small. But in reality, look at this amazing, beautiful, giant tiger that's behind him. So he has this power energy. He's got this power animal that he's attached to. He's got this tiger where it's like, don't actually mess with this person, right? You don't gotta, this person is not to be messed with. And he may look slight and unassuming and whatever, but in reality, you've got that tiger within you. So remember that you are this incredibly powerful person. And it doesn't matter what other people think of you. It doesn't matter how the world sees this man, because he is that tiger. He is that tiger. So like, it doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter what other people say. What matters is who he is. Next up we've got is the Hermit card from the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. So the Hermit is all about tuning back into you, you know, going back into yourself and your own inner light and your own inner being. And, you know, sometimes it can look like the Hermit is isolating himself, where he's letting go of people and connections. But in reality, like, he's doing it to tap inside, to tap into his own inner light and inner being. So he can let go of situations and people and stuff that aren't working, and he can go back into himself and figure things out, figure out who he is, figure out what he wants for him. All of that is present for you. Next up, we've got from the Shamanic Healing Oracle. I'm going to read from the book for both of these cards, so you've got a better understanding of what they are, and then we will keep going. Yeah, and then that'll be your reading. This has been a pretty powerful reading, so I hope that it's worked for you. And yeah, let's go in. First up, we have his healing energy. Okay, tuning into your own healing is really important. So let's read that from the book. Drawing this card guides you to work with the energy on a healing level. Take a class, go and receive a Reiki healing, or just sit in meditation and concentrate on mindfulness. With the healing energy of divine love, you do not have to know how to do anything. Just sit quietly, set your intention, and let Creator's love fill you up. When you are living in a vibration of healing, you not only affect yourself, but those around you. Others can connect with your energy, and their vibrations can rise as a result. There is no force to this. This is basically how energy works. Your vibrational change will affect change in the ones you are close to. Alternatively, this card signifies healing is taking place within a relationship. So remember that you can connect to your own inner healing at any moment, and that is always present for you in whatever sense it needs to happen. So whatever is happening in your life and in your situation, as you move into this new day that's dawning for you, as you move away from some of these energies that aren't working for you anymore, as you close the paths of self-deception down within you and move into your own dawning of a new day and the abundance that's coming into you, remember that you have access to your own healing, that you can heal yourself, that you have that healing energy present within you, and that's okay, and that's good, and that's here for you. So embrace it and love it. Final card, we've got Slow But Steady. Yep, which tunes right back into this Knight of Pentacles energy and this Seven of Pentacles energy, right? Things take time. You're being asked to have patience right now. Remember that the new day is coming. It's not quite here yet. You have more work to be done. It's not harvest season yet, but harvest is coming, right? With this slow but steady, things take time. Things take time. Slow but steady. The Knight of Swords is very calm. He's very steady. He's very slow. But what he does is he has his emotions. He feels his emotions. It's important to feel your emotions. Don't bury them. Burying them doesn't let them go. It actually makes you more likely to make decisions from a place of fear. Instead, he feels his emotions, and then he lets them go, and then he makes his decisions. He makes them very calmly, very collected, and he moves forward from that sense of calm. Slow but steady. Don't rush the situation. More often than not, divine timing and our timing are not the same. When you try to speed up life experience, a relationship, or even a project, you circumvent necessary experiences or lessons along the way that will contribute to a perfect outcome. Know that wherever you are in this situation, it's the perfect place for you to be, wherever you are. If this place is causing you anxiety, perfect. Now you can look within and ask yourself why. What are your fears surrounding this perceived delay in getting to where you want to go? What is the worst that can happen? What is the best that can happen? Right? Remember this Dagaz that I was talking about? There's all of those possibilities are present and possible. They're all there. They all exist on some dimension in space and time. All possibilities, all outcomes. What if we removed the word best and worst and just let things unfold at their own pace without attaching judgment? So there we go. You're going to get to where you need to go. Have faith. Have faith. Wherever you are right now, whatever's happening in your life, it needs to happen for whatever reason, to learn something, to have a lesson. So if you have some tricky stuff going on and you're ready to let some things go and it's a difficult situation for you to do that, endings are hard sometimes. This is a reading of new beginnings, and new beginnings signify endings. They always do. It's transition. It's the death card. When I was shuffling all of these decks, the death card came out to me. So I'm really getting the sense that the death card is kind of overlooking, now that I have done 2 piles of these, it's kind of overlooking all of these piles in this week. So what's coming up is endings and beginnings for all of us, this transition moment. This week is a transition moment, and with the power of this full moon, it's really, really about letting go of those things that need to be let go. And so, if there's anything left remaining in your life that's ready to let go of, you're ready to do that now. It's coming into your life with the situation and the timing and all of that. With this new moon on the 3rd, it's really time to let these things go and to move into your new beginning. But like I said, slow but steady, things are patient. You got to put in the work. Whatever you're working on right now, in order to change things, keep working. You got to keep working. Don't get distracted. Keep putting in this work, because this new beginning is coming to you if you keep putting in the work. Wow. Yeah. And, you know, remember with this Four of Pentacles card, you're safe. Always remember that. You are safe. You're safe. Hold that within you. Tell yourself, I am safe. Don't get lost in the fear. Fear will create the situations you don't want because you are bringing them into your life with fear, right? It's okay. Everything's okay. Yeah, that was my reading for you. I hope that it resonates. Let me know either way in the comments what you think, and I would love to hear from you either way. This is your reading. If you want a more detailed reading, this one is pretty general, but I get super in-depth. I mean, I got pretty in-depth there, but I can get super specific to you and your own personal situation with my private readings. So go to my website, www.junodrome.com. I have 2 different options available. We can do a 30-minute pre-recorded reading that I'll just record and send to you. And that I'll go super detailed, and whatever comes up, I'll say as much as I can in that half an hour period, and it'll get you a lot. And you can rewatch it as many times as you want. Or we can do a one-on-one video chat reading for an hour, where you can ask as many questions as you want. We can go super into detail. I can ask you questions about what you need to, and then we'll just really get some solid answers coming to us both in a way that is really wonderful. So that is what I got for you. Yeah, thank you so much, pile number 2. I'm going to move on. Have a wonderful day. All right. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is your reading if you chose this lapis and then this jet stone. So 2 really pretty stones here. Let's dive right in. First up, we've got your rune, which is Hagalaz. Hagalaz has some kind of underworld energy to it. It's an interesting rune because it's sort of like, it kind of signifies to me the sense of shadow work, right? Shadow work is all about, so we all have things within us that we bury out of fear. And for whatever reason, there are things we just don't want to face, parts of ourselves that we don't want to face. And the Hagalaz energy, it's really about accepting those parts of ourselves, you know, and liberating ourselves from them. The shadow is like, the shadow just needs to be seen and loved and nurtured, and connecting into that self-love, you know, is so important for this. It connects too to the devil energy from the devil card, is very similar. And that is all about liberation. And this rune is about liberation as well. So it's a new meaning and a new light for these cards that once signified things that were really painful and really tricky. You know, they're still painful, right? The devil card talks about addictions, but it also talks about overcoming those, overcoming the challenges, overcoming your shadow, right? Your shadow isn't all of who you are. It's just a part of you. It's like loving yourself and nurturing yourself for all parts that exist within you, and knowing that it's okay. Knowing that emotions that are difficult and challenging are okay, and accepting that all human beings have those. All human beings have a shadow. All human beings have difficult energies within them that need to be released and worked through and comforted and loved. That we all have that connection to spirit and guidance that can show us how to move through difficult situations. So let's see, what else you got? I don't want to scare you either. You know, this isn't to scare you. It's not, it's liberation. What are you ready to liberate within you? What are you ready to celebrate and explode from out of you and let go and have that beautiful shackles coming off moment? That's what we're trying to create here. And with the full moon, right, these are your weekly reading in full moon energy. What can the full moon on August 3rd, what is that? Can you expect from that? Full moons are all about letting things go. So this is, what are you liberating yourself from? What are you liberating from within? For the my hand-drawn deck, I'm sorry. These readings have been really powerful, so thanks for tuning in this week. I'm going to keep going with this, and I'm excited to see where it takes us. The first reading was really long and really powerful. The second reading was also powerful, a little bit less long. I'm guessing this will be about the same length. So we'll tune in and see kind of what's happening here. First up, we've got from my own hand-drawn deck. I made this myself when I was first learning tarot. Yeah. Self-love. I'm really getting a lot of self-love. So make sure that you're loving yourself. That just keeps coming back into me. Like, tune back into your heart, friend. It's there. You love yourself. Let go of any... I am feeling some like really heavy energies that I think that you're letting go of, especially with that Hagalaz card there. You know, you've got some stuff that you're working through, but that's okay. You know, it's time to let that all go and move into something new. We've got the my own hand-drawn deck. First card is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is this card about really connecting into your own mind and calming your mind, calming your energy, calming your emotions. A lot of times she can be seen from the outside as being cold, and people might think of her as being cold, but she's not. She's not. She has emotions. She's a deeply loving and nurturing being, but she is able to calm her emotions, come back into her body, come back into herself. She's like the queen of meditation. In the Rider Waite Smith deck, she's depicted with these frills around her wrist that look like a mala to me. They really do. What a mala is, what I have on here is, you know, this traditional prayer and meditation necklace from the Hindu traditions and from the Buddhist traditions, Eastern philosophical traditions. It's all about coming back into a sense of calm within yourself through meditation, through grounding, through those kinds of practices, that they're very deeply helpful in getting back into a sense of calm within yourself. And so the Queen of Swords is asking you to reconnect with your own inner calm, that to remember that whatever's happening, whatever situation might be occurring around you, you know, there's a lot of fear present in the world right now. It's really powerful and overwhelming. It's not all that there is, you know. Remember that Saturn moved to Aquarius a few months ago. We had Saturn moving into Aquarius, and that had a lot of, you know, Aquarius and Aquarian energies is very freeing energy. It's water, it's movement. And now we've just retrograded at the end of July, or maybe the beginning of July. We retrograded back into Capricorn, and we're going to be in Capricorn until the end of December. So remember to stick with your own stuff. You might have felt more liberated and more in tune with your own freedom back in May and June, and the beginning of July. So whatever foundations you set in those moments, hold those present within you. And hold on, because we are moving out of the Capricorn energy. It's going to be present, like I said, for the next few months. The fear will still be there. Capricorn is all about authority. So all of these authoritative forces are going to keep popping back up, you know? The media is a really difficult thing to be watching and listening right now. So if you're getting into those fear energies from reading that, it's okay to take a break. You know, it's important to be informed for sure, but don't be informed to the detriment of your own personal well-being and health. If you can set limits for yourself to just go on it a little bit at a time, you know, just to get what you need from it and then turn it off and let it go, do that. It's important because, like I said, we're going to be in this Capricorn energy now for the next few months. Now, this is a weekly reading, and we're asking about where your own inner liberation is coming from, right? So where can you liberate within yourself, tapping into your shadow work and your shadow energy? It's important to do this shadow work. See all aspects of yourself. Accept who you are on all levels. And know that everything is possible for you still. Coming back into a sense of calm. Feel your emotions. You need to feel them to let them go. Anyway, let's keep going. You got the Lover's card. Wonderful. This is love. See? And I think for you, it's self-love. And maybe you have love from outside as well. Like maybe you have people around you who love you deeply, and you can connect with those loving people and those loving situations. Following your heart and finding the love is important. You don't have to find fear. You don't have to follow fear. You don't have to let fear take over. Follow love. And that comes from a position of being in a deep, deep self-love. Love yourself first, no matter what. It's so important to love yourself. Don't let in situations and energies and people and things that are not there to love you. Let those things go. The devil. Yep. That's what with Hagelaz. Remember I was talking about that before? So, like I said, it's a card of liberation. And it's the chains that bind us, you know? It's those chains that bind us. And this reading is all about letting that go, you know, coming back into a sense of calm and do the shadow work, you know? Tune into what your fears are, but don't get lost in fear, you know? Let it go. Let it go. Because like I was saying before, what were the things that you set into motion in May and June that were bringing you hope and love? Like, tune back into those. Remember that those are there. And remember that that's going to be the next era, you know? That's the next Saturn moves for the next two and a half years, you know what I mean? So those steps and foundations are what are going to bring you the happiness that you deserve, that you want, that you need. And the heavier energy, right? This underworld energy, the underworld comes in to show you what you are ready to liberate yourself from. When you tap into the underworld, it's a release. It's a letting go. You know, and you don't have to get lost in all that energy. You don't have to get lost in lower vibrations. You don't have to get lost in fear. But it's about releasing those things. It's about understanding where they come from and showing them compassion. Painful situations don't have to be just good or bad. They're learning situations. So I see for you, this sort of liberation is coming in from maybe looking at past experiences and changing them from being this painful thing. I mean, it's always going to be painful, right? If you've been through a dark night of the soul period, which I've been through myself, you know, you don't have to fear that the other shoe is going to drop as you come out the other side of it. It's learning what those challenging periods taught you. That's the most important thing. What did this teach me? What did I learn from this situation? How have I grown from this situation? How has my mind changed? How has my perspective shifted? What am I ready to let go of? What doesn't matter to me anymore? What are some things that, you know, that happened that were challenging and difficult that I don't need to hold on to anymore? How can I find peace? How can I let go of these things that are shackling me down? You know, if it's addictive tendencies and addictive energy, how can I let that go now? I'm ready to let that go and out of my life. How do I let that go? Do it. The past doesn't have to hold you back anymore. The past is done. We don't live in our past. We live in the present moment. We live in the present moment. We live right here, right now. And right here, right now, all things are possible to you. All things. All of them. We live right here, right now for a reason. And by tuning back into the present moment, by letting go of the past, by letting go of the future, by just living day to day, right here, right now, you'll be able to see the choices and the situations and the moves that are coming into your life to lead you in the direction that your heart wants to go. Following your heart above all else. You have the power to tune into that. And it comes from this foundation of self-love. Don't attack yourself. Don't allow someone else's perspective of you to attack you. If somebody has a negative opinion of you, that's not you. That's their opinion. You know who you are. You don't have to let somebody else define you. You don't have to let other people define who you are. You know who you are. You do. You know who you are. You don't have to let somebody else's crap affect you in a way that's challenging and hurtful, you know? And I don't know if that was for you or if that was for me, so hopefully you got something out of that as much as I did. Let's keep going. 10 of Wands. Yeah, overburdened. Where are you overburdened? You're holding on to too many wands here, friend. This card is like, it's this card of like, you know, you're holding too much. In the Raider Waite Smith deck, he's holding these 10 wands and like trudging back to the village because he feels like he has to hold all of these wands. But in reality, right, he doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to do that. Even if the village is guilting and shaming and pressuring him to keep holding up these wands, it's his life. He can move on to something else. He doesn't have to keep holding up all that stuff. No way. No way. He doesn't. So it's like this card is asking you, you know, especially with this liberation, you know, you've got liberation coming to you. Ask yourself, how can I liberate my being from this? How can I liberate myself in this moment, right here, right now? I'm looking for liberation. How do I find that for myself? And the 10 of Wands is offering that to you. But it's saying that you are overburdened, right? In order to liberate yourself, you have to put down some of these wands. So what situations in your life can you just let go of? Like, where can you cut the cords? I think cord cutting can be really important for you. What cords am I ready to cut? What situations am I ready to go boop, out? What people am I ready to go, I'm sorry, but I can't do this anymore? What situations, what challenges, what people, what can you let go of? What habits? The Devil card talks about habits. What patterns and habits are in my life that I can let go of? What is the pattern from this? How can I not fall down the same trap? How can I not fall down this same pattern? And how can I move into a situation that isn't going to do that to me this time? How can I do that for myself? You have that ability here to do those things. You are ready to follow your heart. Whatever is in your heart, whatever situation is here for you to liberate yourself, that is what you want to follow. That is what's present for you, right here, right now. It's here for you. Next up, we've got from the Raider Waite Smith traditional deck. Let us see what we got. We got the moon. Okay, so I think that there are some there's some cloudiness in your situation. There's some stuff you're not quite seeing right. Maybe you're having some difficult emotions that you're moving through because, like I said before, with this shadow work and the shadow energy, it's like moving through past emotions, some emotions that are like still kind of clinging on. That's okay. It's okay to have those. You know, and then because the moon also talks about your intuition. So it's letting go of those that chatter, those voices, that stuff. Like no, saying no, putting up boundaries, having strong boundaries within you. No, saying no, and then like letting your intuition guide you, letting the higher side of you guide you, connecting to your higher self, asking your higher self, what do I want? How do I find what I want? How do I move in a direction that's bringing me to what I want and not what I don't want? How do I get rid of the stuff that doesn't need to be here anymore? How do I do that? You have the ability to do that. Next up, 4 wands, or 4 pentacles, which the last pile got. Maybe pile number 3 might resonate with you as well. So check that out, because they got the 4 of pentacles as well. That's just telling me, you know, at the end of the day, you're safe, right? You are safe. Whatever's happening, whatever situation's going on, whatever challenges you have to move through, whatever thing, you know, don't let your mind pull you down. Don't let the mental chatter pull you into something that's not real. Don't let yourself get clouded by these illusions. The moon talks about illusions. Remember that you're safe. You're safe right here, right now. You don't have to fall down into this trap that's being set by the fear game, you know? The forces of fear are trying to drag all of us down right now because it's control, you know? It's control through fear. You don't have to be controlled through fear. You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be afraid. Tap into love. Tap into love. Tap into the love in your heart and in your soul. Because it's there and it's ready for you and you're safe, you know? And if you need to block out some certain energies from your life, you know, then you do that. That's okay. Next up we've got is the Knight of Wands. Okay, so the Knights are all about movement. What is the movement in this reading? Where is the motion coming from? And for you, the movement in your life and in your situation is coming from following your own passions and your own drive, right? Following your heart, like I was saying. The wands are all about manifestation and bringing things into life, making things happen, controlling that, you know, magic wand within you. Waving your own magic wand to make anything happen for yourself. You have that ability here, friend. You have that power. And that's where the movement is coming from. So as you move through this liberation energy, as you work through your shadow, and you probably have some shadow stuff to work through because we all do, and that's okay. You know, every time you think you've worked through it all the time, there's still some lingering things, which is okay. You know, it's okay to work through your shadow. It's okay. So you've got the Knight of Wands coming in to show you that you can manifest your dreams. You can manifest anything. You can do anything, and that you are actually on that journey. You're on the path to manifesting your dreams right now. You're on the path. You have not fallen off the path. That's the other thing too, is that there's this idea that we can get so caught up in, did I make the right choice or did I not? Did I move in the right direction or did I not? There are no wrong choices. There's no wrong path. There is no wrong path. There's just choices and decisions. And your mental state and your emotional state, see, the mental body and the emotional body are classically disconnected in our society and in the way that humanity has lived up until this point. But now we have the ability to work on uniting those two forces, uniting our emotional body and our mental body together, and moving from a connected place, an inner connection of this very beautiful connected love, by connecting to the power of self-love, the power that's within you to love yourself. You have the ability to make your dreams come true. And like I said, there are no wrong choices. There are no wrong paths. All paths lead to truth. All paths lead to love. and they lead to source, no matter what. And that this life is a lesson, that all lives are lessons. I believe that we live multiple lives. I believe that we continue lifetime after lifetime searching for what we need to find. That life will give us lessons, and it's up to us to learn these lessons and to move on, to close out cycles when they're ready to be closed, and to move into new cycles, into new pathways, into new things. And so if you have residual fear left over in you right now, I want you to know that it's okay. I want you to know that I have it too. I want you to know that it's present within all of us. And I want you to know that I am still worthy of love. I want you to know that you are still worthy of love. I want you to know that you are always worthy of love. And that when you tap into that yourself, when you learn to tell yourself, I am worthy of love, when you learn to tell yourself, I am worthy of my dreams, then you can move through life following the choices and the decisions and the processes and the abilities to make those things happen. But if you get lost in fear, and like I said, we all do sometimes, it comes back into our lives sometimes. This moment in particular is really challenging because there are so many projections of fear being forced in all of us, which is forcing us on this path of spiritual initiation. So it's going within. I mean it. This is asking you to, especially this reading, is asking you to journey inward. If you are feeling fear, if you are feeling pain, if you are feeling anxiety, tune in to your heart. And there are ways to do this. Look up heart meditations, look up guided meditations to connect with the heart. I do plan on putting out some guided meditations on my channel eventually. So stay tuned for that. Tune in for that because it will happen. But for now, there are so many resources on YouTube available to you to tune into self-love, tune into the heart. And that by doing that, you give yourself the gift of comfort and ease and love and moving forward in your life from that place. That moving forward in your choices and your decisions, they're not going to be based on fear anymore if you allow yourself to give it up, right? But it's letting things go. It's liberating yourself. You're being asked to liberate yourself. And that's going to be coming from going within and looking your fears straight in the face and loving yourself anyway. Loving yourself anyway. So next up we have some cards from the IJJ Swiss deck, which is actually loosely what my hand-drawn deck is based off of, fun fact. So let's see what we got for here. First up we've got the Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups. See that, friend? Ultimate emotional fulfillment is here for you. This is what's laying on the other side of going within and facing any fears, facing anything that's left, facing it head on. Maybe you need, it's going to take meditation. And meditation's different for everyone. Meditation can be as simple as putting on your favorite album and walking in the woods. Seriously. Go for a walk. Go for a walk. Ground yourself. Connect in. It's important and it's going to help you through this. It really will. But this emotional fulfillment is here for you. It's possible for you. It's ready for you. It's time for you. Emotional fulfillment is time for you. It's present for you. You're ready for it. Let it come in. It wants to come into your life. You have to open your heart and allow emotional fulfillment in. That's what you're being asked to do. Next up we have is the Nine of Cups. which is very similar. It's also like that. And the thing about the Nine of Cups is it's emotional fulfillment, but it's kind of this personal one. You know, a lot of times he can look kind of stodgy and be like, oh, smug, oh, look at all these cups I got. I don't read this card that way at all. That's the traditional meaning. When I get this card, to me, it's like he's built up this emotional fulfillment and now he is sitting and happy about it, but it's coming from within him, right? It's all about, he doesn't have to share his emotional happiness with others all the time. He doesn't have to share everything with everyone all the time. He can build up his own inner light and inner happiness and hold it in himself when he needs it. You don't have to always give, you know, you have to receive as well. And that's the thing, is like being in this connected point where you're open to give and receive, take and give and take. It's breathing. It's like the moon cycle. This is all about the full moon, right? It's all about breathing. When you breathe in, you also breathe out. When you breathe in, and you breathe out. And you connect into that. You connect into your breathing. You connect into your life. You connect into your inner light. And you connect into your self-love. And you give yourself the gift of self-love. Don't expect other people to always be giving to you. You have to learn how to give to yourself and set yourself up in this very solid foundation. Learn how to breathe. And it's okay. It's okay. Next up, Jupiter, which is the Hierophant in the traditional decks. This is, for me, it always comes up this way. It's got a lot of meanings, but for me, it's always this. It's that it doesn't matter what society wants from you. That's that 10 of Wands again with that burden, you know, that town. The opinions of the village don't matter. He can go off and live his life however he wants. He can leave that village behind if he wants. He can go off and find a new village. Put down all of the wands and just start over. You can do that. You can do that. The Hierophant talks about changing within ourselves the supposed tos that exist, right? We have all of these built up things that we think we have to do, situations that we think we have to be, people that we think we have to be, ways in operating and moving through the world that we think we have to do. 10 of Wands. The thing is, there are no have-tos in life. There are no supposed tos. You don't have to do anything. You can do whatever you need to do for your heart. And that not everybody's always going to be on board with that. Not everybody's always going to be on board with that. And that's okay. Because if you're on board with it, if you are okay following your heart, that's all that matters, friend. Because then you'll let go of the people who aren't on board and who don't want the best for you. They're always going to be there. There's always going to be people trying to bring you down. Because you have to look at it from a place of compassion. Those people, they just don't see what you see. They don't see it in the same way. They're living in a different way of being. And that's okay too, you know? Everybody's got their own life experience. There's this definition, it's called sonder, which is the idea that every single person who's out there that you would ever pass on the street or ever interact with, they're living their own complex, complicated life, independent life. They are. And share the love that you have for yourself. Be open to it, you know. Have compassion for people. And that doesn't mean, you know, like I was saying with this Hierophant, it doesn't mean you have to do what they want you to do. It doesn't mean you have to not follow your heart and just blindly go ahead and do things. You know, you can still have compassion with people and disagree with people. You can still have compassion with people and know that their opinions of you aren't how you feel about yourself. You can still have compassion for others and know that they don't have your best interest in heart. And that it's okay, that sometimes people just don't have your best interest at heart. And that's life. That's life. We're all on that journey together. And it's okay. You know, it's okay. And when you run into the people and the situations and the things that you're ready to let go of, and especially, you know, people who ping these internal things of these internal supposed to's, you're allowed to let those things go. You can let that all go. Next up, Two of Swords. You're at a crossroads, my friend. You're at a crossroads. How do you want to move forward with your life? That's what you're being asked now, finally, in this situation. How do you want to move forward with your life? The thing about the Two of Swords is it's depicted as a woman who is, you know, she's blindfolded and she's got these two swords in front of her. And it's like, you've got the road ahead. You've got the road ahead of you, right? It's an open road. And you've got the choice of which direction you want to move in. You want to take road number 1 or road number 2. The thing about it is, road number 1, one of the roads is based in fear. One of the roads is based in love. Are you going to let fear hold you back from love? Are you going to let a situation that might be challenging hold you back from where you know you want to be? Are you going to let that happen? Or are you going to let things go? Are you going to move through peace and calm and let things and situations and people and old modes of thinking and overburdening and addictions and negative self-talk and clouded vision and a sense of not being secure, are you going to let that hold you back? Or are you going to tune in to your own sense of love? Are you going to tune in to your own sense of passion and adventure? Are you going to follow the road that leads you to ultimate emotional fulfillment and happiness? Are you going to build a foundation of self-love within you to make your dreams come true? You have the choice. It's your life. And the universe gives us free will for a reason. We live in a free will plane of existence. You can choose anything. You can choose anything. It's all open to you. So it's up to you. How do you want to put yourself forward in life? Who are you ready to let go of? What situations are you ready to close? How are you ready to move forward? That is what you're being asked. Next up, we've got from the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. These are your Oracle cards. I'm going to read this mostly as symbolism. We've got the Empress here. This Empress card is very beautiful. And it's connecting back into the heart as well. With all that pink there, that's the heart center, the heart chakra, self-love. It's also got a very spring vibe to it. You know, it reminds me of like cherry blossoms in a tree. And it's that self-love, you know, tuning back into self-love. Remember that you have you. You always have you. You have your own love and your own kind, wonderful nature to fall back on always. Trust yourself. Springtime. Spring is coming. The spring of your heart is coming. Now, remember with the seasons, sometimes you have to go through winter before you can reach spring. But we don't fear when we're in winter that spring won't come, because spring is always coming. The Death card in the tarot, and I told this I think to another group, or maybe I told it to you, the Death card came out as I was shuffling before I finished, and I got the sense that it was meant for me personally, but now that I've been reading these, I think it's the theme this week and through these cards and through these piles. The thing about the Death card in tarot is that it's not just about things ending. It's also about things beginning. The Death card means change. And change, when it comes, it asks you to be ready for it. You know? And for you, and for me too, because this reading is for me. All the readings have been for me this week, so I hope that they resonate with you too. Honestly, I really do, because these are very clearly for me as well. The thing about change, right, is that it's going to come whether you want it or not. And it's up to you whether you embrace it or not. Like, if you don't embrace the change when the change is present, and you hold in your heels out of trying to be secure, you know, out of fear, the universe is going to knock you on your butt. But if you ride with it, if you sail the winds of change, you can sail yourself right out of that tricky situation into ultimate fulfillment, ultimate abundance, because it's coming to you. It wants to come into your life. It's just asking you to let go of some people and some situations and some places and some things. Maybe you gotta move. Maybe you gotta leave a relationship. Maybe you gotta have stronger boundaries with a family member. Maybe you gotta, I don't know. It could be anything. It could be anything for you. Leave a friendship. Change jobs. Whatever that is, you're being asked to have courage. You know? Have courage. This Knight of Wands is a very courageous card. He's very courageous because he is following his dreams. He has the courage to follow his dreams. And he's so strong because of it. And the thing about it is that once you step off onto this path of following your dreams from your heart, the right people are going to fall into line with you. You're going to find those people. So if you have to leave people and situations because you want to follow your dreams and you're afraid of being alone, or you're afraid of being lost, or you're afraid of breaking it off on your own, remember that the right people will come into your life. They will. They will. Let's keep going. Other oracle card we got from the Fairy Tale Lenormand, which I'm reading more for the imagery on the cards and less for Lenormand symbolism. We've got the coffin. So death. Death card, right? I was telling you about that. And sleep and rest. I think this one's also sleep and rest. But it's also like I was saying with death, it's a transition. It's a transition. It's change. Yes, there might be some painful endings, but they are also new beginnings. They are new beginnings. And you are being asked to have faith and to have courage to know that on the other side of these painful endings are some deeply, and I mean deeply, fulfilling periods coming to you. Emotionally fulfilling, wonderful periods are coming. So you have to have faith, and you have to be willing to let go of what needs to be let go of. You have to be willing to liberate yourself from fear. You have to be willing to take the steps necessary, which means facing your shadows, facing the shadow, facing emotions, facing difficult things within you, going within, facing the fear that's present within you, and learning discernment in your environment, learning to let things go when it's time to let things go, having faith, keeping the faith. Final cards we got from the Shamanic Healing Oracle. First up we have is sexual energy. So maybe some creative periods coming into your life. I'm going to read these directly from the book itself, and just so you've got somebody else's words, including mine. In the purest sense, sexual energy is not an energy to be expanded from you. It is a state to reside in. The first and second chakras are the root of our sexual feelings. When you use this very potent energy to manipulate people and situations, you are doing yourself a huge disservice. When you expand your life force energy up from your first two chakras and incorporate the energy from your heart and your crown, you can experience the most complete and divine experience of sexual energy possible. This doesn't even have to include another person. When you can merge your connection to the Creator with your connection to the earth without any filters or blocks between the two, you will experience a complete and true connection. We act as the conduit between heaven and earth. When we can put ourselves into this energy at any given time, we are not tempted to use our sexual energy in a way that feeds our need for validation. Nor are we easily manipulated by another's outputting of sexual energy. This card is asking you to look at where sexual energy is directed in your life. So sexual energy is also creative energy. It's also our creative force and our creative center. And to me, when this card comes up, it's always kind of talking about this Kundalini energy force. So you might want to look up Kundalini meditations. All of that stuff could actually really help you. But what that means is that we have within us, within our energy centers, the ability to bring the energy from the earth up through our bodies into our hearts, helping us clean and cleanse our hearts, connecting us to self-love, bringing that energy up into our minds, up beyond and out our bodies, up into the heavens and around us again, into this creative energy, right? This energy force where we are calm and collected and within ourselves and not getting lost and distracted, but really present in the moment, really present right here, right now. So I'm also getting the sense for this that some meditation can really help you through this. Like I was saying, you got to do some inner journeys and some inner works on this. I'm really getting that sense from this pile. So put in the work, do the inner work, look up meditations. There are a lot of meditations that can really help you on the internet, on YouTube. So yeah, let me know either way. Final card for the time is movement into balance. Yeah, so you're moving back into balance within yourself. You're moving out of these deeply unbalanced states and feelings and fears and all of that, and moving back into a sense of united balance within yourself. Let me read it from the book here. The sun balances the moon just as the earth, the water, and the sky remain in precious balance. So you are moving from unbalanced ideas and lifestyles into a more balanced way of being. A situation may call for some tweaking to adjust it into a balanced mode. Look at the energy and emotions you are putting out into the universe, your world, your relationships, or goals. Balance that with the energy you are allowing yourself to receive. The body inherently tries to maintain a state of balance. So do our souls. If you are not receiving enough, you may be unconsciously giving more to restore a perceived balanced state. Step out of that automatic response and listen to your guides and your soul for what this situation truly warrants. Yeah, moving back into balance. It's important. Are you giving too much? Are you giving too much of yourself to other people? Are you? Is that your pattern? Can you give back to yourself? Can you let go of this idea that I just need people to need me? I just want to be wanted. Can you let that go? And come back into a sense of love with yourself. Loving yourself enough to know that I don't need this anymore. I don't need to be giving this anymore. I don't need to be giving this to other people. I can keep it for myself and build something new that I can then share with more people. How can I transform this energy that's within me? How can I bring my energy back from anywhere it's gone to, let go of anything that's not serving me, any connections, any cords, any people, any situations, any habits, any addictions? How can I let that go and come back into me, come back into my body, come back into my life? You know, maybe some energy healing could really help you as well. Energy healing is a great way to move through all of this stuff because it really connects you into your emotional state, into your body, and where some of these problems might be lying for you. So maybe look into getting some Reiki, honestly, that could help. But anyway, that was my reading for you. I hope that it resonates. Let me know either way in the comments what you think. I am so excited. I want to thank all of my new subscribers that I've been getting recently. I'm so excited to see people resonating so much with the channel. And I'm deeply excited to keep giving you more readings, giving you more stuff, and getting, you know, getting well received from it. I'm excited to see what you think. You know, let me know in the comments either way. It's so nice to, you know, I really want to build a great community with all of you. I'm ready to do that. So welcome. I really want to welcome you to this channel and to this space and to this presence, into this being, that I'm ready to be this with you, that we're all here together on this planet and that we can live together in peace and harmony. And a lot of that means learning to navigate the world in a way where certain situations and things and people and stuff and places and all that, you know, is stuff that we can let go of. And like, that's okay. Nothing wrong with that, you know? There's nothing wrong with that. If you want a more personal reading, this was kind of general. I can get super detailed to you and your own personal situation and your own, all of that. We can get real in line, real dig into whatever's happening. Just feel free to go to my website, www.junodrome.com. I have 2 different readings available. We can do one slightly cheaper, half an hour period where I will go in depth with whatever you need to hear. And it's pre-recorded, so I can send it to you and you can watch it as many times as you want and you'll just have it. Or we can do a slightly more expensive 1 hour one-on-one reading where we speak together. I'll pull as many cards as we need. You can ask as many questions as you want from me, and we can have a conversation and really dive in deep to what's going on in your life and in your situation and help you work through some things or work to some conclusions or give you as much as I can in a 1 hour session. So that was my reading for you. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. I deeply appreciate it. And I hope that you have a wonderful day, pile number 3. Hi there, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. This is a weekly check-in of what's happening this week, what energies are happening this week, what's present in your life this week. This week, on the 3rd of August, we have a full moon coming up. And the full moons are all about what is it that we're ready to release? What is it that we're ready to let go of in our lives? And so this reading, I believe, is going to be about that. We are in the middle of Leo season, so it's going to be connected to your own personal power. It's probably going to be some things that you're ready to let go of that are in your best interest to your own personal power. So first rune that before we get into the runes, the stones that you got were this tiger's eye, which is also kind of talking about your own personal power, and it's a very kind and friendly stone. And then your second stone was this petrified wood as well. So you got those 2. Let's do the rune. First up, we have Kano. This is the rune that literally translates to torch. To me, this is a light bulb moment. It's an aha, but I've had other rune readers talk about it as movement into balance, moving into a new situation. It's an arrow pointing you in forward, right? It's the torch in the cave lighting you in the direction towards the exit, right? The exit sign, if you will. So we'll keep going into this reading here. First up, I've got some cards that are from different tarot decks. The first deck is my hand-drawn deck that I made myself. I did this a couple years ago when I was first learning tarot, so it's pretty fun. First card that we've got is the Eight of Cups, which is this kind of, it's about letting things go. Really, it's moving on, moving into new situations. In the Raider Waite Smith deck, it's depicted as a man who is walking away from 8 cups. And so there are 8 cups that he needed for a time. They were cups that were really important to him and helped him, you know, and now, but they don't really work for him anymore. They don't really resonate for him. They aren't helping him. He's already gotten all he could from those 8 cups. And so he's ready to move on from them to go off and search for the 9th and 10th cup. So he's ready to move on from things in his life. He's ready to move. And then for me, on my card, I've got this extra dimension to all of that where I've connected it to this song, The Wheel in the Sky Keeps on Turning. So for me, it's really this idea that life keeps going no matter what, that situations and things change, that when a chapter is ready to close, it's going to close and a new one's going to open. And instead of resisting that change, the Eight of Cups asks you to embrace it and to move forward, to go, to follow the exit sign, follow the Kano rune, follow the torch that is leading you to the next chapter. It's leading you in that direction. So it's up to you to follow it, to follow that. It's there and ready for you. Next up, we've got the Four of Pentacles. Wow, this has come up for the last 2 piles as well. So potentially you might resonate with one of those other piles too. This one is talking about that you're safe, that there's safety here. This is the rune of safety. And sometimes it can be you know, that he's being overly cautious and blocking too many people from getting into his life, which is possible for you. But I think for you, I think because this is this change, and I told the other piles this as well, when I was shuffling at the very beginning, the Death card came out in a way that made me feel like it wasn't for any of the piles, it was just for me personally. It's sort of, I'm working through this major change myself as well, but I think that we all are as a collective, and so that's why I think the Death card is kind of the main card for all of us in all of these piles this week, and especially because the full moon is about releasing things. It's really on this larger level for all of us at this point, especially with everything that's going on in the world, all of the pain, all of the difficulty, all of these crazy situations, everything. The thing about it is, what is it that's present in your life that you're ready to remove from your life? And you are being told that it's safe to do it. It's safe for you to do that. That's what this safety card to me is telling you, that you are ready to move on from those 8 cups and move into a new situation and a new life, and it is safe to do so. It is safe for you to do so. You've got people on the other side, guides on the other side, ancestors, whatever you want to believe, your own higher self. You've got people looking over you. You have people in this lifetime who love you, who are going to be on your side no matter what, who are ready to cheer you on, right? Focus on those people. Don't focus on anyone or any situation that might be intimidating or scary, and, you know, talk things out with other people as well. Like, really talk things out with somebody that you trust and love. But you're safe. It's safe to do that. It's safe for you. You are safe right here, right now. What you need to hear, and what I need to tell you, and what I need to hear, and I need to tell myself. So I'm telling you, and I'm telling me this. We are safe. It's safe. You got the Emperor. The Emperor is about being in your own power. He's the ultimate masculine card. He represents divine masculinity, and he's a go-getter. He goes out and he gets things done. He makes things happen. And the thing about it is, you want to make sure you balance it with the feminine energy as well, the receptive energy. It's especially if you're trying to manifest something, you're trying to make something happen. You know, that go-getter energy sometimes can go overboard, where we're just going and going, and we think we're the only ones who can do it, or we're the only ones who like, we can't ask for help, we can't do that. So this card to me in this situation is just reminding you, like I was saying before, you can talk things out with other people, you can get advice from other people, and yeah, whatever situation is happening, this exit situation, this moving on from this cycle, moving into a new thing that's occurring, that's happening for you, just remember that you're not alone, that you can ask for help, that you can move into these situations that are blessings, that are good for you, that are wanting to come into your life, and that even if there's challenging things that you're letting go of, that it's okay, and that you have the power to go out and do it. Like, it's asking you to tune into that drive to just make something happen. You know, remember to embrace your own drive to make it happen, that you have the ability to make your dreams come true. You have the ability to work hard to achieve whatever you want. You can do it. You can do it. Next up, we've got, okay, the Three of Pentacles, which talks about coming together with other people to build strong foundations. It can also be an internal thing as well, of building up strong foundations within yourself. So I think that you've put in a lot of work in a certain situation. Remember, we had the Eight of Cups, and now you're ready to move on to find the rest of them. I think you've put in a lot of work now, and now you're rebuilding yourself with these stronger foundations. As you move on from those Eight Cups, you're building a new foundation for yourself. You know, this torch moment, this aha moment that's coming in, maybe is all about, where can I now build this new foundation in my life? You know, you're ready to work hard with that Emperor energy. You're ready to put in the work and really build up yourself, you know, build yourself up and build this beautiful, bright self that's looking to come into the situation here. Next up we've got is the Star. See? Oh my gosh. The Star comes after the Tower. It comes after a cataclysmic energy, but then it's this beautiful, bright, shining North Star within you, this guidance, this amazing, wonderful being. Beautiful. Look at her. She's an Aquarius energy too. So this Aquarius energy, I talked to another pile about this, but I'll talk to you about it as well. Saturn entered into Aquarius back in May and then left it again at the beginning of July. So it's sort of like this idea as between May and July, there was probably a lot of stuff that came up in your life of, you know, for others it was freeing and liberation. For me, for you, maybe it was this aha moment, or maybe there was some instability. I don't know. Something happened where you started to see what the change was possible for yourself. And now we have to wait out Capricorn energy for a little bit longer, right? We still have a little bit more of this Capricorn energy coming in because we retrograded into Capricorn in July, and now until December. In December, we move back out of it and back into Aquarius, back into this freedom and this water of liberation, connecting to our own inner liberated beings, right? So, you know, this authoritative energy that Capricorn can hold is still going to be present for a little bit, but Capricorn can be good too. Capricorn is all about building strong foundations, right? There is no good and no bad. There's just attributes. Liberation can be bad sometimes, right? You know, freeing yourself from things that maybe you're totally unstable or whatever. I'm not saying that's happening, but I'm just saying, because we have the Star and it's that Aquarius energy, I think for you, I know for me personally, my Saturn is in Aquarius, so it's sort of like that Aquarius energy is the it's what do you call it? The Saturn return. It's my Saturn return. So I connect very fondly to Saturn in Aquarius. You might not yourself, but ultimately though, whatever foundations you were building in that period, you might feel that you're not in them anymore, right? You might feel a sense of lack from that, and you might be like, what happened? I was just there, right? Maybe that's occurring for you right now. It's kind of occurring for me in a certain situation and certain things. The thing is, it's still there, right? We're about to go back into it. In December, it'll be right back into it. So between now and December, you're being given the opportunity to shore up your foundations. You're building strong foundations for yourself. And the Star energy is here for you. Your inner guidance and inner light is here. It's a shining, bright time for you. It's a beautiful card. It's one of my favorites in the whole deck. So it's wonderful that you have that. Let's keep moving. You've got the Four of Cups here, the Six of Cups, which is talks about happy memories. It can be nostalgia. Sometimes it can be the sense of being lost in the past, being lost in those happy memories and thinking, oh no, why can't I have that now? But I don't ever really read it that way. It depends on the reading. For me, and especially for you in this reading, I'm really getting more of a sense that remember that if you get lost in sort of some of the negative things that have happened in your past, or sorry, the challenging things, the painful things, remember that you also have, you know, beautiful things in your past as well. Maybe, you know, maybe it's reconnecting with old family members is going to come in and really kind of like give you a gift in that, or connecting in with your family a little bit more might give you this gift. It's kind of, this is more of a gift energy to me. You know, you've got flowers on this card, and so it's sort of like talking about, you know, connecting back in with this idea that you might be leaving something behind, but you're safe right now. And that when you connect into your own inner like strength, right, your own inner drive and work and power and work ethic, you can build from that this strong foundation that connects you to your own inner light and your own inner wisdom and your own inner star. And that is, you know, going to bring you this sense of happiness, this childlike energy. Maybe it's time to connect with your inner child too. You know, connect with the self-love of your inner child. Remember some things that you loved as a child and bring those into your life. You know, if you have family, connect with them on your childhood too. You know, that kind of thing. Like reconnecting with those, that magic, that childlike magic. Because that's what brings us out of these really dogmatic, challenging things, is remembering that not everything has to be so serious. Not everything has to be dire. Not everything is that hard, right? You have the ability to shore up whatever situation needs to be, and connect into your own life of beauty and happiness and peace. You can connect into your own peace at any moment. It's always available to you. It's up to you to do that. Next card we have is the, Two of Wands. This came up for another reading as well. So like I said before, maybe another reading might resonate with you too. So the Two of Wands is like, he's getting off and ready to start a journey, right? With that Eight of Cups there, you're ready to move on from whatever you were in, but what's coming up next is this new journey, right? Maybe you're ready to go explore. You're ready to go tackle whatever you need to tackle. You're ready to go off and journey and create for your life whatever you need, you know? And maybe it's an inner journey too, you know, of like going on and looking within and finding your own sense of peace and happiness and joy. But this journey is present and ready for you. It's willing to come into your life, right? And you are going to be open to it, keeping yourself open, ready to move on from whatever had happened in the past. Let it go. Like I said, with the star energy, with Aquarius, right? This is our time between now and December to really shore up some stuff. And I know this is a weekly reading, so, you know, this starts now, right? The end of the year starts now with this movement into remembering like that we can let go of things, right? We can move on from certain situations. We can move on from certain people. We can move on from certain places. We can move into something new. That it's okay to move into something new. There's nothing wrong with that. That it's okay to close up a chapter and move into a new life. That it's okay to dream of our new journey and to figure out where we're journeying next. It's okay to jump off into that adventure point. It's okay. Next up, we've got from the Swiss deck, the IJJ 1JJ Swiss deck, 1970s Swiss deck, which actually my deck is loosely based off of, because when I was first learning tarot, I got a tarot book from my grandmother from the 70s that taught like basic definitions of tarot cards, but they were from the IJJ Swiss deck, like all the illustrations in it. So I had that based off of it, and then years later, I found it in a thrift store, which was incredible. So anyway, first card we've got is the World. The World, which is a graduation card a lot. It is that next chapter. It's like, but it's graduating. You're graduating from this phase in your life, right? You're ready to move on from this Eight of Cups and move into the world, journeying, traveling. Maybe travel really is in your future. Maybe it's time to journey. Maybe it's time to go off and explore life and to explore the world and to just let things go that way, right? But you have this journey present for you. It's coming to you. It's ready for you. Trust the journey too. Trust the journey. Trust where you are right now. If you're in a kind of a painful situation and are trying to figure out how to let things go, trying to figure out how to move into the next phase, trying to figure out how it's all going to work out, trust in the journey. Have faith that it's going to work out, because by doing that, you're going to bring that outcome into your life. And remember that even painful situations that occur to us, any challenges that happen to us, they're there for us to learn. They're there for us to gain wisdom. How can you inside change anything from your past that's pulling you down? How can you reframe that in your mind into a lesson? How can you gain a lesson from that? And the lesson itself is a magic freeing ability. It will let you let go of the past and start living in the present, in new life. Remember, we only have this moment in time. We only exist right here, right now. The past is gone. It does not exist any longer. But situations and things that have occurred can get caught in our minds and caught on these loops, caught in these thought processes that keep us tied into continuing cycles and ways of being and thought processes from the past. But it's up to you. You can let all that go. You don't have to keep that forward. You don't have to hold on to any of that. You can move forward with your life and move into a new phase of being. It's all here, ready for you. It is. So it's up to you to find it. But you are moving into a new chapter in your life. You're ready to let go of those things, right? Because in this moment, you can learn to let go of anything that's occurred before. You don't have to keep pulling the past back up. You don't have to keep pulling tricky situations back into your life. Those things happened, and you can let go of them and move into beauty. You can move into your own inner light and own inner being, own inner beauty. Next up, judgment. Okay, and that's going to come from self-reflection, right? This idea, like I was just saying, of letting go of some things from the past. The judgment card talks about reprocessing the past, right? In a way that everything that I just said, of switching your perspective on things. The judgment is like looking back on past deeds and past things and seeing what they were, feeling them fully, feeling any emotions you need to feel, crossing your I's, dotting your T's, closing out a chapter, and processing the previous chapter, processing what has occurred, processing all of these things, and then moving into a new mode of being and being open to that, freeing yourself and finding the exit, right? You got that Kano rune. Yeah. Next card, we've got the devil. Okay, you might want to check out pile number 3, because that was all about that devil energy too. So it's sort of like the devil ties us down, but it's also a liberating card. It's like the things that shackle us, we have the power to break free of those things. And this card is really asking you to make sure as you're moving on, right? You're dotting your I's, you're crossing your T's. Don't be held back by the past anymore. It's time to let it go. Don't let the security, the false security of these 8 cups keep you in a life and in a situation that isn't working for you anymore. And if you're ready to move on, you're ready to move on. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, that's a very beautiful thing that you can follow. So be open to that. Be open to liberating yourself from any situation that you might need to liberate yourself from. Next up, we've got from the Wild Unknown Tarot, we've got the Star again. Wow. Oh my God. Double confirmation. Whenever there's a double confirmation, that means that's the most important energy in the reading, the most important thing. And with that Kano and that Aha rune, you know what? That's what this is talking about to me, is like, you have the star ready. You are the star of your life, right? You are ready to shine bright like a diamond, right? Do it, right? Do it. Shine your light, friend. It's open to you. Life is open to you. It's right here, right now. Everything is present for you. Love is present for you. Life is present for you. The world is at your fingertips. You know, you're ready to journey off into the sunset. You're ready to journey off into the sunset. That's what you're being asked to do. right? You're ready to let go. And so, the hard thing is that means leaving things behind, right? And it's always hard to leave things behind. Coming to an end of a phase or an end of a cycle, I know for me has always been challenging, and I assume it is for many people. Many people. It's hard to let go. It's hard to let go. But by letting go, you can embrace the beauty that's present for you. So, for the Oracle cards too, we've got from the Fairy Tale Lenormand. I read these more as symbols and less as whatever the Lenormand meanings were. We've got the garden, right? Basking in the garden. I'm getting some serious Nine of Pentacles vibes here too, so maybe you've got some abundant energy coming to you, but it's also this secret garden, I think, too. This family is playing in this garden. There's flowers, it's springtime. Did I say springtime in this? No, that was a different pile. But for you, I do see this energy of spring coming into your life. So any kind of challenges, any kind of hard situations, any kind of that's coming to an end. It's coming to an end, and it might express itself in challenging ways as it's ending, right, with this Devil card. Like I said, we're in Capricorn, Saturn in Capricorn until December. So, we're going to be feeling as a collective the authoritative forces trying to keep us under control, right? All of those kinds of control mechanisms are going to be there, but you don't have to fall into that trap because you're the star. You can follow the star. The star is here for you. It's here for you. It's ready for you to embrace your own happiness. Your own happiness. Choose happiness, right? Choose it. It's here for you. Don't be afraid. Don't choose fear. Don't choose fear. Choose love. Always follow your heart. There are no wrong choices, but your heart will always lead you in the direction you need to go. Be a heart-conscious being. And I don't mean, it can be really hard to know what that feels like on a practical level. When you don't know what that feels like, it can just be like Jiminy Cricket stuff, right? But in reality, tuning into the heart, like literally put your hand on your heart, take some deep breaths. This is a shamanic technique. Take a deep breath and release. And another. And release. And now you're going to say, heart, what do I want? What will make me happy? Which choice will make me happy? You do this whenever you're in a choice, right? You might be feeling indecision, so you tune into that. And then the heart is going to tell you, because it's your supercharge to connect you with your higher self. Your higher self is living the life of ultimate heart connection. It's you in the most fulfilled way possible. So by tuning in to your heart, you can go forward with life, following your own heart center. And then you won't have to worry about making a wrong choice. Because if you choose every choice that you make from the heart, and the thing about it is that fear, with this Devil card, it's always going to make you think that you don't have time to make a choice. That's going to be the biggest thing. It's always going to say like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, you need to choose right now. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That energy isn't going to help you. But you have the power to back up. We don't have the King of Swords here, another pile. These piles are kind of blending together, so I'm sorry if hopefully it still tunes in. Let me know either way. You have the ability to take a step back from any situation. You don't have to get caught up. Don't get caught up in drama. Don't get caught up in fear. Don't get caught up. Take a step back. Take some breaths. We're going to breathe in together again. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. By doing that, you slow yourself down, and then you give yourself time to process. And then you can tune into your heart and ask your heart, what's the right choice for me, for my love, for my highest good, for following my light, for following my North Star? What's the best for that? And your heart will always tell you the right answer. It's not gonna lead you wrong. The mind can lead you wrong. Fear can lead you wrong. But the heart is only ever gonna want what it needs. And it's what you need, because it's your heart. Keep going. Shamanic Healing Oracle. First up, we've got struggle. Okay, yeah. Letting go of struggle. I'm going to read these directly from the book because I think it's nice for you to get some other people's words as well to kind of help you tune in this reading a little bit more. So, struggle is a part of this life. So much so that you probably know people who seem to constantly attract one struggle after another into their lives. This is their comfort zone. While struggle is natural, it is natural only so far as it lends itself to learning lessons and overcoming interpersonal challenges. Beneath every one of these struggles is the gift of enlightenment, the satisfaction of a lesson learned. Use this knowledge as the light at the end of your dark tunnel. What lesson is this struggle teaching you? Alternatively, after a brief setback, this situation will start to right itself. Yeah, so, that's kind of the thing about struggle, right? Is that it's there to teach you lessons. And you don't have to keep getting caught in the same pattern over and over again. If you aren't getting lessons from your struggle, if you're just blindly going through it, then you don't know. It's just going to keep happening, right? Life presents us situations and circumstances and things for us to learn. And even the most painful situation and even the most joyful situation, all of that are learning tools and lessons on how to move forward through this existence. And so it's up to you how to implement that into your life. It's up to you to take a lesson, to take a situation, to see what's occurred, and to allow yourself to move on from it. To not continue that cycle. When the cycle comes back into your life that's trying to force you back into it, you don't got to do that. You don't have to do that at all. Open yourself up to the new cycle that's coming into your life. Let go of the things that you don't need anymore. That's what this full moon is bringing you. When you start to see whatever those are, whatever has been popping in your mind, when I've been talking about letting things go and moving on, whatever that is the thing that you can write down on a piece of paper on the 3rd, I believe, the 3rd when the full moon is. Write down on the piece of paper what you were ready to let go of. Whenever you think of it, write it down. I have a full moon notebook notes in my phone of like notes and stuff. I write down what I'm ready to let go of, and then I release it. And that's okay. You don't have to feel guilty about leaving things behind. Guilt is a very low vibration. It's a form of control. And if you are guilting yourself, then why? You gotta ask yourself why. That's the lesson through this struggle. Why am I continuing to feel this way? Why am I continuing to put myself through this kind of situation? Am I not deserving of love? I am deserving of love. That was a different pile. But I am deserving of love. Remember, tell yourself that. Look in the mirror. I'm deserving of living my dreams. I can chase them. Anything that's holding me back, I can let go of. I can liberate myself from the things that are holding me back. I have that power. I have that control. I can do that. Final card from the Shamanic Healing Oracle. Past, present, and future. Okay, interesting. Let me read from the book. Integrating past, present, and future. We all arrive on this earth with a plan. We all have lessons to learn. In the process of learning these lessons, most of us will encounter experiences that we'll label as bad. This labeling and duality we carry with us wherever we go is what we call our so-called baggage. When we let these labels direct our reactions to life and experiences in the present, or even project them into the future, we are working with lower vibrational energy. When you are able to integrate your lessons, like we were talking about lessons, exactly, these lessons. When you're able to integrate your lessons without labels, so it doesn't matter, no good or bad, no situation that's occurred to you, don't think of it as, oh my God, I can't believe this horrible thing happened to me. You can't do that anymore. When you are able to integrate your lessons without labels, then you are free to remain in the present experience and enjoy it for what it truly is. You can then move forward into the future without expectations or agendas and be much more open to what will be for our highest and best. Let go of labels and judgments surrounding the situation. Yeah, so as you let things go, as you allow yourself to walk away from those 8 cups, remember, you're walking away from 8 cups, right? So there's a bunch of things and situations in your life that have served you well for a minute or for even a long time, but they don't serve you well anymore. They aren't serving you. You can have the courage to let go of those things and not feel guilty that you're letting go of them. You can let go of people and situations and places and homes and jobs and environments and anything, whatever it is that you are ready to walk away from, you can let those things go without having to experience guilt about it. You don't have to feel guilty for following your dreams. And if other people are seeing it from a different perspective, that's okay too. That's okay too. They're entitled to their perspective, but their perspective should not trump you living your dreams and you moving on when you know you need to. It's not somebody else's job for you to find your own happiness. And it's not up to other people to dictate your actions and your decisions. It's up to you to liberate yourself where you need to follow the stars, follow your North Star, follow your guidance, follow your intuition, follow any guides that you might be working with, if you believe in the spirit realms, any spirits that are working with you who want your best interest at heart. Those beings, those entities, those abilities, all of that, they're leading you towards love and guidance and faith and joy and happiness. And don't you want to be happy? It's okay to be happy, past, present, and future. You got to tell yourself that, it's okay for me to be happy. It's okay to let go of situations in my life to find happiness. I can let go of these 8 cups to find the 9th and 10th cup because I know they're coming to me. I can go and journey into my life. I can journey into the world towards adventure, towards love, towards happiness, towards joy. All of that is available to me. All of that is available to me. I just have to be ready to get up and go. Right? That's what you got to say to yourself. So, pile number 4, that was my reading for you. I hope that it resonates. I hope that you like it. Let me know in the comments either way. I would love to hear from you. I want to deeply, deeply thank all of my new subscribers and all of the people watching my videos lately. My activity on my channel jumped so much in the last week, and I am so, so, so grateful and so happy to have you all as a part of my life right now. I'm really, really excited for my tarot journey. I'm really, really excited to see where this takes me and where we're going together. I'm excited to build this community with you. If you have any suggestions, if you have anything you want to know, any kind of readings you want from me, please let me know. I would love to hear from you about some ideas or things that you'd like me to talk about. I can totally do that because this is a community and I want to build it with you. I want to be here with you together. You know, we're doing this together. It's not just me, it's you too. And I need you and you need me. Like together, we can build this wonderful tarot community together. I keep saying that. Anyway, I'm just touched. So thank you. Thank you for being here with me. If you want something more specific to your life and your current situation than these readings are able to do, I have personal readings available on my website. I have two different options: a slightly cheaper pre-recorded half-an-hour session where you can give me ahead of time maybe some questions, or even just leave it blank and I can just read off whatever I'm getting from your situation. I can go into as much detail as possible in that half an hour, give you tons of things, send that to you, so then you can watch it as many times as you want and get your reading that way. Or I have a one-on-one personal reading through video chat where we connect together one-on-one and really talk in depth about your life and your situation. I can pull as many cards as possible. We can just really tune in and really figure that out. So both our options are available on my website, www.junodrome.com. Feel free to add me on Instagram if you want. I put some things on there. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because I'm trying to grow it, and every subscription I deeply, deeply, deeply appreciate, and I'll be able to get you more readings more often that way. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, pile number 2. I'm so, so, so happy for you. Remember, the star came up twice for you. The star is who you are. You are the star of your own life. You can shine brightly. See you later.